George, are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why the Hales would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
Every meeting. And you're going to bring the police to remove me.
I didn't start this war with the neighbors.
But I fully intend on winning it.
I have anxiety over the roof. And I can't take this. I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of date and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful evening it is tonight. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Hello, Patty. How are you doing this evening? Teddy, good to see you. Silver Eagle, hello, hello. And good evening, Roy Lonsinger. I think they got that right. Lonsinger? Yeah, I think that's right. Maybe it's Lonsinger. Could be either or. Hey, Thelma, good to see you. Debbie Morin, hello. Linda Evers, good to see you. Oh, hey, D. Robertson, how you doing? Wonderful, wonderful. Gutter Girl, how you doing? Audio Coffee, good evening, all. Oh yes, Camel's Girl, I am doing. That's the best. That's the best I can do. AC went out over the weekend, and a buddy of mine came by. He does AC work. Came by and took care of the problem. See, whenever you can't do things, this is why it's always helpful to get help from other people. Whenever you can't do something, make good friends. Make really good friends. Oh yeah, nice to see you, Linda. Oh yes, we got Linda Evers, Linda Lilly, and Mary Noel. Oh my gosh. Hello, Michelle Smuck. Looking lovely as always. How are you doing? And of course, Norma Stevens. Good morning from the Netherlands. Awesome. Hey, Terry D. Hey, chat. Oh my. So this weekend was just crazy. Had no heat. I mean, no AC. All it was the what do you call it? Capacitor had gone bad on it. So whenever those things go bad, they just replace them, and the charge was a little bit low on it, and just basic stuff. Sending Shizzy a corn pic. Yeah, I've seen a pic of what was it? Somebody was saying dick pics or something like that. DJ Radish gave that to Expert, and he sent it to me. He's like, I dare you to play it. And I was like, I'll play it. Hey, Cecilia, good to see you. Oh my gosh. Wendy Bono, hey, Shizzy, it was a beautiful day in here in Red Granite, Wyoming. Awesome. That is wonderful. Oh my gosh. Yes, don't forget to smash the like button, and this is for you. I'll give you something that's nice and special. Here, how about this? Like this one?
Stop. Okay, sorry.
I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry about that. I had things to deal with there. Wonderful. Good to see you. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, funny stuff. Think of the Christmas song, The First Noel. Oh, excellent. Noel. Nice. My dogs rock. From Northern Michigan. Yes. Nice. Nice. Linda Evers. Awesome. 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 What's the point? Notice Back doesn't contest the video at all. Yeah, what's the point? It was fun. It was fun. It was very complimentary of Bad Duck. It was very complimentary. Hey JW, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Hey Melanie, nice. Oh my. Well, we've moved down a little bit further down this list. Out of the 300, we're down to, what is it, 106? I think that's what it is. I just want to make sure that I didn't go down too far. Yep, I'm at 106. There we go. Back and damn it. It's acting really weird. Okay, I already started watching that one, and I've already seen that part of it. Just want to make sure this isn't something that, yeah, this is one that I already saw. Okay. There we go. All right. Wow. It's free to hit the like button. So, yeah, my cats get crazy from time to time. Wisconsin. Oh, I thought it was Wyoming. What is Wyoming then? Washington's WA, Wisconsin, Red Granite, Wisconsin. Well, you didn't have to super chat. You could just put it in there. Thank you so much though for the super chat. I will give you the cat attack again. How's that? Do you like that cat attack?
Stop. Okay, sorry.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That is such a beautiful Christmas tree too. It's just got some nice symmetry to it. Wyoming. Okay. Gotcha. WY is Wyoming. See, it used to be that it was 3 letters, and for some reason people are doing the 2 letters, but it's always been 3 letters for me. It's weird. I don't know. It's just what a way to make it confusing. Well, we may have Mo joining us later on. Depends on whether she's up for it. If she is, then she'll be here. Cats are evil. Absolutely, cats are the most evil creatures in the world. But they give good companionship to some people. I can't hurt animals. I mean, that's just nah. That's bothersome. But watching those cats, I don't know. I might have to think twice about if I was being attacked by a cat like that. That just wouldn't fly for me. Share screen. Here we go. Let me do this. Oh, and if you missed it this morning, we've got new music that's coming out. You just let Mo's live. Well, Mo is awesome. So yeah, she is she goes live and she gives me so much enjoyment. I mean, it's wonderful. AMG, what are you doing? Well, at least one is. Well, only one that I know of. Only one that I know of. Oh my gosh, man. It is crazy. Gee, how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in some time. Oh yeah. Maybe you can. Yeah, this is awesome. One of my favorite people is Danielle. I enjoy her so much. There we go. Yeah, it's Average cats are evil. Just left Mo's live. Cats are evil. Yes. And Akamoto. Is it Akamoto? Because I always get the name wrong. It is definitely crazy. Your cat's just fine. She's got ginger cat brain sometimes despite being totally black. Ginger cat brain. That means that she's trying to take your soul. Are you young enough to remember what we used to have 4-letter abbreviations for the states? Yes. I am young enough to remember whenever it was 4 letters. Well, and yeah, like Massachusetts would have been MASS. Maryland would have been, well, they did some that were 4 and some that were 3. So Agamotto. See, I always hear you say it, but it helps if I see it. Agamotto. Like if the cat was to claw me or something like that, I probably would not forget the cat's name. Maybe that's what it is. You named your cat wrong. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be Agamotto, and it's telling you, I don't like the name Agamotto. I only answer to it because I have to. Ohio was easy. Yeah, imagine so. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yes, he should have been Loki. That's the name of my dog. He should have probably been Agamotto because he's pretty damn chill. He's pretty cool. He is a pretty damn cool dog. Oh, I'm more of a dog person anyway. I mean, my wife had a cat whenever we got married. She was old, and you know, she lived a happy life. They always live happy lives. I don't understand how animals can do that. We thought she had passed at one point in time because she disappeared for like 6 months and then just reappeared. Looking a little worse for wear, a little starved, but she came back and took care of her for another 4. No, it was about 2.5 years longer she lived. Whenever she came back, I think that she had been injured somehow because she lost most of the roof of her mouth and she was in really bad shape. She was a fighter. Man, was she a fighter. She used to put all the dogs in her place. Dogs didn't mess with her at all. Just a little black cat, man. She'd just turn around and just knock the hell out when they started playing with him. Oh man. I'm near Claris. Not sure I live below the bridge. My cats are Rocky and Adrian. Awesome. Rocky and Adrian. See, I won't remember anything like that. I have the worst memory. Like one of my cats is named Orange Cat. That's awesome. One of my roommates had this cat that was really damn cool because it would come running up to him whenever he would get home, and it would get up on the counter and start like grabbing him and would like hook his claws into him. And what he would do is he'd grab the cat and he would hold it by its stomach, and the cat would hold on to him, and then he would bowl the cat. And whenever he would release, the cat would release and slide across the floor, and like, because it was a hardwood floor, slide across the floor and then just come running back to do it again. It was like tossing a ball, except the ball was the cat. It was a weird cat, but it was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome cat. My cat is known as my mom's cat, but she answers to everything but her given name. Hey, no man. Good to see you. Hi from Australia. Nice to see you. Well, let's go ahead and get into this, and maybe we'll have a few guests that'll be jumping in here. It'll be a good night. As always, remember we try to keep it low on the drama here. So if you're coming in here to bring drama, we're not. We're having a fun time. We're having a watch party. We're enjoying hanging out with all you fine people and just having a good time. So that's where we're at. Peace.
Enough in Otter Creek. Somebody ordered and dropped off a porta potty on our property. This is no joke. Look, there's George right there. There is the schoolhouse. And not only that, the town employee absolutely is refusing to read my water meter.
Oh, Why aren't you reading the water
How
meter?
in the world did this thing get there? And what's inside? Should we take a peek really quick?
It definitely wasn't me who ordered this.
Yeah, I
porta
kind of thought
potty.
it was you because you've been trying to make my office not your office and
True,
put me in
true.
these little closets.
I mean, this could be your
dark
new man
areas,
cave.
Toilets.
You want a new man cave
I
out
wanna see
here
if
or
it
what?
has a urinal. Let's find out.
Okay.
It does. It has a urinal, and I saw a spider. Okay.
A spider?
You know what? I'm kind of digging this, to be honest. Look, I got a mirror right there. I got a polyjon.com mirror.
A mirror.
Kind of digging this. Okay. This is a very random and very, very odd story about how this got here. And we are going to share that with you. And we're also going to share with you Richard. Remember Richard?
No, you're here
Dick?
exactly
Who
when you
was-
were supposed to
who
be
was,
here.
You know,
Right
arguing
on
back and
time.
forth when I was with Mary, saying that I was abusing an elderly woman.
Good
She's an
evening,
employee
Linda.
of this town. I don't understand why you expect
Nice to see
her
you.
to take your abuse. That's
What
all.
abuse is it?
Oh, you're doing the same thing over and over.
Would you be
constant.
okay with this if somebody was doing this to you with a bill? If your credit card company was doing this to you, Richard, would you be okay with that? What does the world come to when you ask an employee to do their job and then it's called abuse? It's their job. That's what they're paid to do. Well, he's abusing us now. He's refusing to read our water meter. Richard's reading meters, and Richard just refused to read my meter on camera. So there he goes. He went, I'm not doing it on film. I'm not doing it on film. Literally refused to read my meter on camera.
It seems so suspicious, though.
My meter, the town employee refusing to read my meter.
Why do you think that is?
Gee, I wonder. Remember when there was a shed right over there?
I sure
And
do.
so there was no way we could get a trailer and a truck back here to this loading dock. And this is one of 2 loading docks that we want to use for all of our storage units here in what we're calling our sorting room, okay? This used to be a workshop when it was the Ark. So all the clients, they would actually work on restoring furniture. And there's a lot of cool furniture in here. Now we're going to buy more furniture, but before we can, and before we do, we had to move this entire shed. And let's just say Captain Fumblenut showed up with a pokey tractor. Here's what happened. Remember when Brian and I cleaned this shed out?
Oh, yeah.
Now we're gonna try and move it and get it off of the property line and kind of hide it because it's a little, well, it's not as eye appealing as we'd like to be. And we have this fine young gentleman right here, family of the Ark. What's your name?
Greg.
This is Greg.
Hi, Greg.
And how are you related?
Lisa's my mother-in-law.
Okay, so Lisa is mom-in-law. Lisa's the executive director of the Ark. And the very first thing Greg said when I said, hey, how's it look? He said,
Oh, I said it's gonna be a little bit sketchy.
see, I was thinking he would have
That's
said, hey,
awesome.
this looks a little sus, like Russ the sus. But nope, he said sketchy.
Portaloo.
So, you think you can do it?
We're gonna see if we can get it done.
Gonna see if it can happen today. Greg's coming down with the end of the trailer. Look at this.
Oh,
He's gonna
no.
start lifting
No,
it
no.
up, lifting it up.
No,
So
no.
he did get it. He did get a corner under there. This is the sketchy part. Will this whole thing actually stay together in one piece, or will it snap in half like Otter Creek's finances?
And then we'll get two, right?
Well, you know what? If,
We'll get 2
if Otter
sheds.
Creek snaps in half with all of their finances and their government, then we don't want 2 governments. No, if this thing snaps in half, we're gonna scrap it, George. We're just gonna.
I thought maybe we'd get a BOGO.
All right, you know what?
Oh, that's awesome. Porta Potty was for a road race hosted every year, but organizers didn't know the property had been sold. That's awesome. That's awesome. We just set it up for our runners. You know, sometimes you just, whenever you're running those road races, you just got to stop. You just got to stop somewhere and shake it off.
You always get what you want anyway. I might as well just give you 2 sheds. What Greg is doing right now, he's actually blocking. If we come down here, you see that there? So he's got it pried up with the corner of the lift bed, but he's blocking so he can actually get in there and get this thing up there without causing too much damage. Now, obviously it's old. It's been used for a lot of things,
Yeah.
but we'll try and do the best we can to salvage it and save it. And if there's one person that can do it, it's your daddy, isn't it? Is it your daddy?
He brought a helper.
Is it okay
Aw.
if I put Daddy on YouTube? Would that be fun? Do you want to see Dad on YouTube?
Yeah.
Do you watch What the Hales? You do? Are you a fan?
Oh, she's so
Oh my
cute.
goodness. One of our youngest fans yet again.
Woohoo! Do you want to see yourself on YouTube?
Okay.
No?
I
Okay.
don't blame her.
May never see that. May never ever see that on YouTube.
You know what I'm thinking?
I have no
Awesome.
idea.
You're gonna want one of these for the Hulk.
Or
I want one right
something about
now. Are you
having-
kidding? Not going to want. I want one now.
Can you fit the gator and the Hulk on there?
Calling it a port loop from now on. That sounds
Probably.
better. Sounds fancy.
We have to bring in the Hulk to do some of the work so this thing
Oh.
doesn't snap in
No,
half.
close the jaws.
Listen to the Hulk purr.
Yep.
That gives a character. That's character.
Ventilation.
Ventilation and character. Nice and easy. Woo! Look at it go.
Oh, yeah.
It worked.
One
It worked.
small hole. That's not bad, right?
You saw a hole? I didn't see a hole.
I didn't see any hole. I didn't see a hole duct tape ain't gonna fix. 2-inch hole.
2-inch
matches
hole.
my 2-inch pipe.
Now the snakes and the lizards, everything's gonna be going in there.
There's a huge hole in the floor in there. I think we're gonna be okay with that.
There's
side
gonna be a
hole.
lot of wildlife.
The important thing is that we get it off the property line. We get it to a point where it's hidden because I feel like it's an eyesore. And look, he's getting it now.
Water bottle.
Pour water bottle. Oh, we're so close.
You got, see that hole in the side?
What hole?
That's customization.
I don't see a hole.
That's customization. You pay big money to get customization like that. That's big, big money. Look at this. Greg's getting it.
Get it, get it, get it, Greg.
What was the key to your success, Greg? The hole?
This and I guess the hole.
The hole. See, less wind resistance with that hole.
Nice and steady, right?
Trailer.
That's awesome. I'm
hole.
glad.
And the hole.
I haven't
Yeah,
either.
definitely the hole.
But I haven't seen all their videos
man.
either.
Look at that.
Boo
One
sounds
shed.
much
I was
better.
really hoping
Yes,
for
it
two and it
does.
would snap in half.
Man,
We're
Never
one step
is.
closer to getting the she
the cinder in
the new
ground.
she
Ain't
shed.
shifting yet.
right by the
Ain't
house.
slipping or shifting. We're gonna use the tractor, the bucket of the tractor, which is actually the brush hog, to push the shed off the back of the truck.
Sideways.
Here we go, here we go. And hopefully, we got power lines up there and everything. Hopefully, is it working? It's working!
Woo!
It's working!
pull forward.
It's working!
Did you say this was the redneck method?
All right, I gotta get out of here now. I gotta get out of here now, and that means you do too.
Okay.
The winch is off of it now. Now he's just pulling out. And the nice part is his light's underneath on the bar, the light
Yeah,
bar.
yeah.
It's actually leveling everything out underneath.
Oh, nice.
But Roy's putting blocks on the other side. I'm putting blocks over here. And then we'll eventually have to straighten it out a little bit.
Is this gonna be the new she shed?
For somebody.
I know who it's gonna be for. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I like the
Joe.
sound of that. It didn't snap in half.
I just got a
The
big
other
hole
thing that
in
we're
the-
doing is we're going to actually remove the propane tank today. So many people are like, Jeremy, you're not going to be able to heat that place with taking the ceilings out. It's Florida. For the one day of the year that you may need heat in the winter,
Still might
it
need
does
propane.
not justify the expense or, quite frankly, the ugliness of a big propane tank and big bars coming out of the ground.
We're from up north and we just layer up.
All we do is wear a hoodie. It's beautiful for us. We're not worried about heating the place at all. We're never going to heat the place. So they're coming today. They're actually going to come on the property and do their job and pick up the propane tank. Richard, on the other hand, is still refusing to do his job. You're reading meters. Why are you refusing to read my meter? Why are you refusing to read my meter? Richard, you're a town employee. You're not doing your job, what we pay you for.
Richard don't seem very happy right now. He doesn't want to be on film.
There you go. So he still won't come and read my meter.
Oh, really?
Why would anybody be scared of the camera if they're not doing something wrong? If Richard won't read it, we will.
So what was that? Oh, you've seen this one. Okay. No, I haven't seen the one where the garbage truck fell in the hole yet either. Oh, man. So Brian, the guy that Jeremy had to lay off. Yeah, that sucks. Yep. Poor Richard was a pawn for Russ. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Richard was a puppet for Russ the sus.
Well, okay, here's where we're at. We're at 62,000, maybe almost 63. It's hovering in there. What I don't understand is why a town employee would refuse to actually read the meter. He had no problem sticking up for Mary. I don't get it. This is his job. This is what we're paying him for. And if he's refusing to do it on camera, that means he's part of the corruption and part of the theft. So odd that he doesn't want to be on camera.
Good
but
evening,
we've
Star
actually
Z.
already captured him on camera. Deanna, Flippin' Adventures, who actually is living right there in that house, right there. She captured him this morning reading the water meter here at the Ark. Now, they haven't messed with our water meter here at the Ark yet. They definitely have at the ranch house. Although I'm sure we were overcharged, but we were probably under that threshold of 2,000 gallons with the surge. So, he's being recorded. As a matter of fact, every single person in Otter Creek should be recording their public officials and their hired town staff to make sure they're doing what they're paying them to do, because it is the residents that pay
Nickname
these
for
individuals.
Richard.
It is
Got
the
it.
residents that they are employed by.
Like
it is
Tricky
not
Dick.
the mayor.
President. So let's say a year ago. Okay. The title of this is Town Employee Refuses to Do His Job for Me. And it's episode 105, 106, something like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. If that helps.
Understand a place with such rich history and such beautiful growth back in the day, how it's just died. It's literally died. And that proves the point of leadership. Everything flows from leadership. If you have a growing leader, you're going to have a growing team and a growing community. If you have a leader that wants to stifle and destroy, then the team and the community is going to be destroyed as well. We just got a lot of the cool history from back in the day when this place was thriving. Right here on the stairs at the Ark. Here, check this out. I think this is like our 6th or 7th, 100th guest today.
But we were expecting that.
These ones we were expecting.
Yes.
So this is a hot spot right now, the old schoolhouse. And one of these people you guys already know, Mimi. Come on, Mimi.
Everyone knows Mimi.
Everybody knows Mimi. What you got?
Hey, Mimi.
I found this for Easter and I figured that y'all would love it.
That's so George.
That's so
I'm an extra.
George.
You meant to get that for Jeremy,
You're
right?
so
That's
extra.
George, right?
Oh,
That's
awesome.
George, right? Yeah, see, it was for George. Okay. All right, and now here's a pile of books over here. What is this? Thank you, Mimi.
This is written by a local lady. It's for the history of Levy County.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Are there pictures of
Images.
the old schoolhouse in here?
I don't know if they're in there or not, but I know they are in here.
Let's see really quick. Let's see.
I haven't read it in a while, so I can't remember what all was in it.
I've never read it. You know why? I can't read. Everybody knows that.
He tries his best.
Here we go. We got some buildings here. Oh, Chevrolet. This is all of Levy County, the old St. Clair. So this isn't just Otter
So
Creek.
these are surrounding
But back in the
cities.
day, Otter Creek was the hub for Levy County.
Yes, it
Man.
was.
We'll have to search for
That's
some more.
crazy.
This is the search for yesterday. It's a whole set. Well, I don't have. I've got. They're at some of them still at the house somewhere. But this has all of the.
Oh man.
And it does have pictures. A lot of it's.
Oh, that's so
stories
nice of
Otter
him.
Creek.
Wow.
You know,
The-
I think chapter 7.
I thought I
is
saw
one
the
that-
old.
And this is the stuff that I find so amazing about him is that, you know, he does things like that to help people out without them asking. It's just awesome. Yeah, it's so damn sweet. Yeah, this video is a year old. Yeah. Oh,
Old train station.
Chapter 7. Did you say chapter 7?
I think
Chapter
it was
8?
chapter 7. I think is the one.
Okay,
This
let's
is
see.
all archived online too. I think. Yeah.
Oh!
holy
there it
cow.
I just opened up to it. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Story of the strong.
The Strong
We
family.
blew that up.
We have this on a huge poster now.
Yeah,
So
we
this
do.
is going in the
That's a
hallway.
lot of kids.
And we're looking for other pictures to
Right.
to put on the hallway as well.
And these are written
Wow.
memories of Otter Creek of people who lived here.
Wow. George, can I get a steamboat?
Sure.
Okay. Bonus.
Are you gonna name it George?
No, I'm going to name it Jeremy.
Okay. Then yes.
Steamboat, no, it's going to be Willie. Steamboat Willie, after the original Mickey Mouse. And from that, we were able to get, yes, another display piece here for the schoolhouse. Check that out.
That's so cool.
1940. But
Wow.
George,
Yes.
I found something even older and something even cooler on the building. Are you ready to see it?
Yes.
I was out here at the iconic tree, right?
Yep.
The coolest tree in Florida.
beautiful.
Right there. And I was playing with my big green tractor in the sand. I did get a lot of sand, and I've been playing with the tractor. And as I was on the tractor, I saw one of the coolest things in the world out of the corner of my eye.
Show me.
Had no idea what it was. No idea. And then I came over here. Look at this. Look at this. This is a survey marker by the U.S. Coast Guard. It was put in here in 1932. This
Wow.
is sea level. That survey marker is telling you where sea level is. Our building is actually a few inches under sea level. 1932. Look at this. $250 fine or imprisonment for disturbing this mark. That's the coolest surveyor mark I've ever seen in my life.
That's
We
awesome.
own this.
Very cool.
Richard's out front. Here, give me the camera. I'm going. Here we go. Somebody's out front. It might be Richard. That's the truck that Richard actually drives. Let's go see what's going on. That's definitely, there's no plates.
Wow.
That's not Richard. That's Larry. That's Uncle Larry. That's Uncle Larry Watson. He threw us off. We thought it was Richard, but that's Larry. That's our good buddy and friend. You guys will just crane it right up?
Yep.
Did you guys put these in or did they?
Will this be in the way?
They're not in the way. That I do not know, but they might be concreted in.
I'm gonna pull it out. All right, if I can get a refund on the propane that's in there, that'd be incredible. If I can't, I understand as well.
As long as you can call the office and talk to them, I do not know.
All right.
That's not above my pay grade, man.
And then you guys will just disconnect right here, and then this will still be in the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll figure out what to do.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it, guys. That'll open up all this space.
What are you turning this thing into?
That's a good question. That's what the world wants to know. I'm just restoring it. It's an old school. I'm just restoring it.
Phase 1.
Phase 1, clean it
Awesome.
up, get tanks out of the way, and then figure out where to go from there. Just came back to the ranch, and Richard's right there right now. So now he's going to speed by my water meter again and not read it. So he's checking it. He won't read it. Town employee won't do his job. Here he is, running by, won't do the job of reading my meter. That tells you what kind of town Otter Creek is being led by. Most of the people aren't this way. The people that are employed are this way. And the people that are employed
wow.
are employed by a corrupt.
Awesome, Mo Raiders. Early Mo Raid. Awesome. Hi, Mo Raiders. Thought it was a hanging tree. No. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo. Hi, Mo. Hey, Mo. Mo Raiders. Mo Raiders. Awesome. Good to see all of the Mo Raiders. This is very cool.
Mayor who's doing inappropriate things, and that's what you're seeing here in Otter Creek on a daily basis, and it has to change. Here's the best part of all of this. He doesn't want to do it on camera, and yet everything he's doing is on camera. Whether the camera's in my hand or it's up on a pole. This is what it looks like when employees actually do the job they were hired, and they don't care if a camera is on because they have nothing to hide. Now my gas is gone, and speaking of gas, amazing experience. I would poop here again. You know what? I'm gonna set that right down here next to our
That's
I
awesome.
pooped bathroom guest book.
That's
But
awesome.
We've got additional signatures.
yeah,
That's awesome.
There have been some additionals. But I've got this
to the
time
party.
here.
Okay.
All right, come on over.
That's from our friend Anne.
Yeah. We're probably gonna have to go right about there.
Oh, that's
I
perfect.
love it.
That.
Perfect.
Oh, if I had a nickel for
Love
every
it.
time I've heard that in my life, my goodness, I'd have about a nickel. I'd have a nickel. So I'm thinking for sure we're just gonna. I guess I have a short bat. I need to stand further or closer to the plane. One last addition to the bathroom, and don't worry,
Dean.
George,
Hey,
you weren't
Dean.
forgotten either. This one's for the ladies. And speaking of bathroom,
Yes, they
how did that porta potty get on our property? I'm going to show you right now. I own it. Yep, I do. I own it. And I got nobody doing work on the drain.
Hello, Phoenix. Good evening. Good evening.
We're an outhouse. Just try calling him again until he does. You got him once so far, right?
If I found out it was for a road race, I'd be so upset.
Hey, I'm sitting here with Jeremy, the owner of it, and he says he doesn't know anything about this porta potty, so maybe want to explain to him what's going on?
Hold on a minute. As far as I know, we're dispatched here to deliver a porta potty. I mean, we can take it. We don't have to deliver it. We can take it somewhere else.
Do you know who ordered it?
Let me see.
Yeah, let's find out who ordered it first.
Let's see. Carl Ricky.
Carl?
Carl Ricky. I wonder who that is. I don't know, but someone's knocking on my door right now. So hold on.
Wee woo! Wee
That never fails to make me laugh.
Awesome. I like putting a smile on people's faces, especially yours. You've like totally got the pinup look going on tonight.
I used to do a lot of vintage hairstyles and I'm getting back into it, and I will do a tutorial, but y'all, this took 45 minutes. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a whole hell of a lot of repinning and unpinning. I don't know how the 50s women got anything done. I'm guessing
Because
it's
what
the
they would
uppers
do-
and downers.
No, what they would
Yeah.
do is they would do up their hair like that, and then they would put like a hairnet up on top
Oh
of
yeah.
it, and they would keep it all like tightly compressed and solidified, and then they would,
Oh yeah, I'll
yeah.
do a tutorial on how I do a wet set. Like I said, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of just like it is what it is and working with what you got. And sometimes it looks like a hot mess and you just throw a handkerchief on and you just deal with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But there are some tricks and I will try to do that tomorrow.
We've got such an awesome chat here. Famous hanging tree in Choctaw County, Alabama. The leaders of a cult that murdered 2 families in the 1800s are hung. Unique story. Like 100 people know all of it. Wow. I would, I do like a, man, send me whatever information you have. Because I would totally like cover that on my Disturbed stuff. Cause if you ever get a chance, just look at the Disturbed series. Cause that's all about different cults and stuff. So that'd be something I would totally like talk about.
Oh yeah.
Whatever information
Cults
you
are
have.
fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I like that kind of stuff.
And I would just like to reiterate in my commune of, introverts, I will not sleep with your husband, but he might be asked to do husbandly chores like take out the trash when Mr. Mo is busy. So that is a promise I can and will keep.
Don't worry, I don't have a cult.
No,
Isn't that
I'm
what
just
all
saying.
cult leaders say?
No, I operate that from Jody Heisenberg or whatever her name is from Ruby to Charles Manson, to Jim Jones, to Genghis Khan, every single cult has simply been, "I'd like to sleep with your wife." And you
Yeah.
have no voice.
Yeah. Oh, you did good. It has me thinking of pics my grandmother's and great grandmother. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are tricks, I will show them. It's not as hard as it looks, but you have to be, willing to have the time and kind of trial and error it. And I don't know everything, but I can show you what I do know.
There you go. See, no man is even, everybody's loving your hair. It's wonderful.
I love this stuff, except, okay, so Shizzy, I didn't realize that my cleavage was a little out and about today because I got some shapewear, which sucks you in, but when it sucks you in, there's no room for these things to go anywhere but up and out. So, I did not realize how up and out I was. And there
Well,
is no shame on women who like to be up and out. This is not a judgment thing. This is more of a my comfort thing, and I was totally boobaging out, and I was like, "Ooh, okay. With shapewear, Mo will be wearing something over it."
well, and you saw what I wrote today, or had AI write for me today, right?
No, I have been I
Do you
swear to
like
goodness, I was
bluegrass or
in
rap? Do you like bluegrass or rap?
both of them are on my they have to be really good for me
You'll like
to
this
like
then.
them.
You'll like this
So,
then. Here we go.
okie
Here
dokie.
we go.
Strumming on my banjo, feeling that sweet bluegrass vibe. Got a topic to sing about, gonna let the words collide. Sit down and relax, so beautiful and prime. Mama's feed her baby, let love unwind. When the little one cries out, hunger in their eyes, Mama won't think twice, she won't compromise. She'll let it flow, let it show. Oh, let it flow, breastfeeding the love we all should know. In the mountains and the valleys where the banjo strings ring, Mama's hold the baby, listening to him sing. Nothing can
I
stop
actually like this. It's really good, they have good harmony, and the banjo's really good. It's when you get that really bad one that just
Yes.
I'm hoping to lose all of my weight in my boobs. If I could be part of the, committee, I'd be there. Like with bells on and a tutu at the
In
same
the
time.
mountains and the valleys where the banjo strings ring, Mama's hold the baby,
It has a almost Charlie Daniels feel.
the one so pure and
Well, you know what the
true,
song is about, right?
to love aside.
Well, I can't really so Lyrica is being awesome with my eyes, so I
Oh,
can't really read the lyrics, but I'm guessing the
this
mom
is,
turns into a
yeah.
lady of the night to feed her children, which you know what? A lot of women in the Whitechapel district in England did the same thing. You
Yeah.
know what? Mamas will do what they have to do.
Exactly.
We will go honey badger, we will go mama bear, or we will put aside things that we never thought we would do to feed our children.
Yeah. Oh, and this is here's one that we've got. It's called Break the Chains, and it's total rap. So check it out.
Open up the gates, it's time to break the chains. Liberated mothers, let the world witness the gaze. Quest for feeding time, a natural act of love. No more hiding in bathrooms, we rise above. Freedom is
All right, this is gonna be my new ring tone. Shizzy, no joke. I was dead out of the hospital. Like after having my youngest, most feral, Mr. Mo committed the cardinal sin of bringing all the children to the hospital on the day I'm supposed to get out. And he's like, "Hey guys, do you want to go to a restaurant?" And of course, all the kids agree. I have a 3-day-old. sitting at a damn hibachi grill trying to effing nurse the kid, this baby who I love. Don't get me wrong. I'm on the motherhood thing. With the thing, and Mr. Mo's like, "Do you wanna go to the van?" I'm like, "You know what? This boob has been through 6 kids. If anyone, is upset to see it, they can talk to my manager." God, okay? I was I was in full F deficit mode.
Well, yeah, and there is those, and it was funny because it was Farrell was in chat this morning. It was showing about this comedian that like shamed some woman that was breastfeeding in the front row. And you also have to sort of understand, well, she wasn't in the front row. She's like in the fourth row. There probably wasn't a whole lot of people there, so he probably spotted
Was there
her.
did she have one of those covers?
No. She
Did
just
she even
opened it up and just did it. And
I
that's the
you know
other
what? I
thing.
saw pictures of her.
There's
Look,
signs
mom
there that say, under 18, not allowed, because they
Yeah.
wanted to keep an all age. And it's like, I can understand, okay, it sucks that you can't be away from your kid because you wanted to go to some comedy show and all this kind of stuff. I understand all that. But just, and I've got no objection to if women want to pop out a boob and to feed their kid, then have at it. I mean, I might glance, but just like, I'm not going to be like that creeper that's sitting there going, "Oh yeah, look, she's showing boob." I really don't care. She's doing what she has to do. And I don't think she's embarrassed by it, and she should be embarrassed by it.
No.
You just have to watch out because there are the creepers around.
There are creepers. I will say that some lucky women have not so much up here, so it's easier to camouflage.
Yeah.
When you are blessed with multiple alphabet letters of boob carriage, you have a 45 caliber versus a 22. It's a little harder to disguise in public.
Right.
So I always loved those little neck things that you can put on, and it's like a bib.
Yeah.
Until the kid decides they're old enough to play hide and seek, and it's like, "You want to see a boob?"
Yeah, look.
Not a boob.
Here's a boob, not a boob. Here's a boob, not a boob. And if they get to the age where they're asking for it by name, it's probably time to stop.
Yeah, when they're 17, there's been a line crossed. When they're 4, I get a little creeped out. I mean, I try not to judge, but when they're 4 and they're like, "Mommy, I need a boobie," I'm like, "I'm out. I'm done. You're raising the next Ed Gein or Norman Bates, and I need you to leave my vicinity before he imprints on me as his next victim."
Yes.
Which is terrible. I shouldn't think that, but oh my God, I think that.
Oh no. See, here's the thing, Indigo. It wasn't that. She didn't have to be there. It's not like a place that she had to be. Not saying that you have to starve your baby because others are uncomfortable. He wasn't uncomfortable. He just sort of called it out, and made her uncomfortable, probably because of his discomfort in it. But I mean, if he wouldn't have said anything, nobody probably would have even noticed.
No, and that's the thing. I saw pictures of her and she was nursing, and even with the drape up the shirt, you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Again, you can pump and you can get away from your baby. It's healthy for you. It's healthy for the baby.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, being very nervous about leaving the baby with excuse me, someone else. But, it's important for you to also do things for yourself. And I know that's easier said than done. Believe me, I get it. I have been there. I have done the mom thing for a while. But you do need to carve out time for yourself, or you will get lost. And if your cup is empty, you cannot help others. It will form resentment. You will be tired. You will be exhausted. And you will start seeing normal kid things as kind of disrespect to you, because they're just normal kid things. I mean, so that's my only comment on the thing.
That was something that I think it was Nick Ricados said at one point in time. He said, if you have babies and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, your first instinct is to go and take care of them, and because you want to make sure there's nothing wrong. But if you're drawn out to that point where you're stressed, take an extra 10 minutes, walk outside of the house. The baby's
Yes.
not going to go anywhere. Take 10 minutes, get some fresh air, calm yourself, and realize, everything's going to be fine. You're just fine. This is the way it is. Take that
Absolutely.
10 minutes or however long you need, or, and then just go back in and do what needs to be done. Not in a bad way, but in a good
No,
way.
absolutely. I have told my kids I am taking a timeout. My attitude needs to be adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
And kids need to understand that adults, part of being a kid is you think adults have everything figured out. And in my opinion, in the way I've raised my kids, is I have tried to hold myself accountable when I get upset and I say things or yell too much. I hold myself accountable. I apologize. And, I try to do better. I try to explain why I got upset and that it wasn't right the way I dealt with it. But adults need to be held accountable too. And I think a lot of parents maybe just don't do that. And again, every family is different, but I have tried to at least let my kids know that, it's okay to apologize. It's okay to get things wrong, but you do need to take accountability. And you know what? If you need that extra 5 minutes to kind of chill out and change your attitude, then please go take it because I will not deal with sass from a 9-year-old.
Well, and I've done that with my wife before. We might be, having not really an argument, but she'll just say something that it's just completely
Things, yeah.
just innocuous, and I'll be thinking about something else. My head will be somewhere else, and I'll do something, and she's like, oh great, I didn't mean to start an argument, and I'll just go, hold on, and I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I take 10 minutes, I take a few deep breaths, I figure out what exactly was going on in my head at the moment that she asked asked me whatever it was. And I go, okay, no need to be stressed out. She's not harping on you or anything like that. She's just asking you a question. Okay, get all this stuff out of your mind, clear head, clear mind, open heart, go back and go, okay, now tell me what's going on so I can figure this out.
Yeah, and I think the dynamic changes as you're together longer because those buttons that push, and what will really bother the other person. And sometimes you may wake up and choose violence, if you will.
It does happen.
But especially if you're me and you hold a grudge, Mr. Mo is like upset, then fine, like 5 minutes later. I am like the Highlander of holding grudges. It usually takes me about 3 days. I am working on it. It is a goal. But you piss me off, it takes me a little bit of time for me to be unpissed off. And then I may think of ways to be an entire butt monkey. An entire barrel of butt monkeys, if you will, which is not a good wife thing and also not a good person thing. It doesn't help relationships, but sometimes those thoughts are really funny. So you text them to your friend and say, I wouldn't do this, but
do you think I could get away with this?
But
I'm not going to do it. But
and it changes if. So I have had to tell Mr. Mo, like on certain days or in the evening when my leg is hurting, I'm like, I love you, sweetie, and I really know that this is important to you, and I want to give it my full attention. But right now, 70% of my bandwidth is completely gone. So if we could table this and talk about it again, that would be great. So learning how to communicate when you may not be in the best place to have some certain conversations is really good.
It is. And
or even texting. Like, I am a total non-confrontational person. I will agree with everyone. I'm working on it. Apparently it's a trauma response is what my therapist said. And I was like, oh, you've met my mother. My mother doesn't watch.
Yes.
She's like, did you ever have someone who was hypercritical? I was like, oh, you've met my mother. I see.
Yeah, for me, I get really quiet, then quickly vacate the premises. Yeah, that is sometimes what you have to do.
But learning to discuss kind of the issues behind the anger, because it's never anger. It's always hurt, fear, or sadness. Something is bothering you, and you use anger as a way to communicate it uh, in non-productive ways. So I have learned that sometimes it's easier for me to talk about things in text, and Mr. Mo receives that well. It might not work for you guys, but sometimes it's easier for me to say something in a text to kind of organize my thoughts. And then, that's a way we can communicate again because, hey, expert.
What's up, brother? Ah, yes.
So were we watching the Hales tonight, or
we are?
I told everyone that it is 97% us on a tangent and 3% us doing what we're supposed to be watching.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is all watch party and then just hanging out and talking and having.
That's what I said. I said we are fun on a bun, but we're not going to be on.
No, and people were going, which one is this? And I was like, let me see. And I had to pull it up because, they were curious where we're at. This is about a year ago. So,
okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, and I've skipped over a few of them because some of them were live streams, which I don't want to sit and watch a 2-hour live stream, if that makes sense.
No. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Paul? P as in Paul?
RICCI. Weekend porta potty. State Road 24 at the Arc.
When do you order it?
It was for this week's delivery. Don't know when he delivered it or when it was ordered, but his phone number is 407-509-6977. Placed near tree line on left-hand side of property.
And his first name again is what?
Paul. P as in
Paul.
Paul.
All right, so I didn't order this, and there is no Paul on the property, and so you're gonna have to take this back. Either somebody's pulling a prank because I'm a full-time internet celebrity, and somebody's pulling a prank on you, or you can't tell when it was ordered.
No, I just got the message here saying to deliver it, but hey, we can cancel the order. We're not out anything because we were in the area.
Okay, that's good. You're not out anything because I didn't order this. I own it. I got no guy named Paul working on anything over here, so.
Let me contact that guy and see what's going on.
Okay.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Luna. I appreciate it. We're not really LawTube though. That's the thing. We're
LayTube. We are associated but not affiliated with LawTube, and we have no degrees.
No. I have degrees of like temperament, but no degrees.
Yeah. I have degrees of tangents, but sadly, the fact is that I bet I could be a better lawyer than some of the lawyers we see on TV.
Sticks tongue out the expert. I love it. But thank you anyway, Luna. I appreciate it.
Yeah, go ahead and take it back. Yeah, don't drop it.
Sorry about that, man.
And then, all right, well,
who gives you a prank porta potty?
407. Where's your phone?
I mean,
well,
that's a level of grudge.
No, it isn't actually. So you'll probably find this out here shortly. But the reason the porta potty was ordered, they didn't realize that anybody was at the Ark. They thought it was still abandoned. It's for a road race that they're doing. So they're dropping them off in different locations along this road race route. At least that's what chat told me. So
that makes more
perfect
sense.
Like, but it makes for an interesting story.
Yeah, what a 407 area.
Yeah.
407. That ain't Florida, is it? Because he gave me this Paul dude's number.
I can give you his number too. I got it in the math tape.
Hey,
I can
Indy.
figure out how she organizes her phone to get on the internet.
Just a second. It's getting really hot in here. And it's all because of you.
Let's
No,
just
I'm just
see,
kidding.
407 area code.
It's
407
sad.
area code
Whenever
for
I hear
Orlando.
it's getting hot in here, I go directly to the song.
So it is.
I figured maybe that's what you would go to. It was,
well, at least it wasn't from the windows to the walls, because
yeah, what it is what happens is whenever, because this wasn't designed with a door on it, and the thermostat is right outside the door, so whenever the door to this room is closed, the thermostat still thinks like the rest of the rooms are getting cold. I think it's something to do with the vents or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I may just close that vent a little bit. That might help. So that way it sends more, because this is like the first spot off the chain. So,
yeah.
And so it dumps all the heat right in here. And if it's dumping all the heat in here, it's not getting the rest of it warm enough. And then the thermostat just keeps pumping out more heat. First day that I noticed that was in the winter. I was like, wow, why is it so hot in here? Like, it shouldn't be that hot. And then I opened up the door. I was like, oh, that's much better.
The universe is conspiring for you to just wear overalls with no shirt.
Yes, that is true. That is true. like this weekend, I showed up for the mock trial. And I'm just I joke not. I show up. I've got a ball cap on. I'm wearing a tank top, and it's just like everyone's just like, really, you're gonna show up like that? I'm like, dude, I'm doing yard work. I've been like let's see, I've sanded an entire table out, and it's getting ready to get more epoxy put on it, and I've mowed the lawn and all this other stuff. I've edged, I've taken all these branches and trimmed them back, and like, I'm all hot and sweaty. And so I just grabbed a shirt and threw it over the top of it and took off the hat and tried to make myself look presentable. But after I finished up, I was just like, I'm getting this thing off, because I'm just like burning up. So uncomfortable. But here we go. Let's just continue on with this.
Paul Rickey, weekend, 1 porta potty, State Route 24 at the Arc, placed near tree line on the left-hand side of the property near entrance. Well, that would be, we're on the wrong side of the property. Here you go. I'm wondering if this isn't the Wi-Fi, the fiber optic guys.
Hey, is that guy still there? Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey, that is for that location.
There we go.
All right.
I've got a guy. Y'all need to call. Joe, look in our delivery messages and get that guy's number and call him, because he said that he did order it and he does want it placed at the Lark.
All right, so that's the Trent guy, right? Or the Paul guy?
That's Paul.
All right, I'll call Paul right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Can you give me that number again? 407.
509.
Yep.
6977.
And this was Paul.
Hi, this is Paul.
Hi, Paul. Jeremy Hales. How are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Hey, I'm doing really great. I got an outhouse here on my property. I have no idea why it's here.
Okay. Yeah. So I reached out to Lisa Daniels regarding we're producing a 200-mile bike ride.
Okay.
And we've used that property so it'll be like this Saturday in the afternoon as a rest stop. It's the last of 6 rest stops for the cyclists as they travel from Ormond Beach to Cedar Key. And so so Lisa, and then we had Rissa with the Rotary. I guess she was on the board also.
Okay.
And so they had given us permission to use that as the
Shizzy, is this after the new board, or the 3 runners up had been okay?
No, I think Russ is still there. I think he's been sued. I think that's right. No, I think the new board is up. This was a year ago, so yeah, the new board is up. And just saying, it wouldn't surprise me, just seeing the type of person that Jeremy is, that he doesn't say, hey, instead of renting a porta potty, how about they just stop by in here? We'll make sure we make our facility available for them.
Yeah, I could see him saying, hey, we're going to offer drinks. We have, we found a crap ton of Gatorades or something, or we're going to provide Gatorades or water.
Yeah, put up a little tent. If they want to, stop and use the restroom, they could go and use like a clean facility and not a porta potty.
Yeah, I think so
That's
much
what I
of
would
this
do.
could have just been avoided had the town actually taken the time to learn who he was
Mm, yeah.
instead of maybe being afraid of all the changes, which change sucks. I get it.
Yes.
Look, I am the kind of person that likes to stay in my comfy little safe space. But change is also what makes us grow, what makes us,
Makes
doing the
sense.
things that scare us. That is why my channel name is Mo in the Deep End. Y'all, I am worse with I when I started, I was like, I am like your Aunt Edith with a jitterbug. Like, I do not do technology. Technology and me do not get along. I when things go wrong and control alt delete does not work, I am about ready to turn neo-Luddite and, go against the printing presses. I just am. Is but doing doing the things that scare you, jumping in with both feet, in is really the only way that I found that I make myself do things. Because I can't let myself, "I'll do it next Monday." Like you're gonna start your diet Monday because you can have everything on Sunday, and then Monday rolls around and you're like, "Next Monday, I will be more mature. I will be older then."
Oh.
Lord, if you could give me 1 ab this week if I do good, it would really be positive motivation.
Well, and yes. What Mo was talking about, not this particular thing, because we understand it's not the town, it is the organization that's doing it. It is. She's talking about a lot of the problems that the town had with Jeremy was just not getting to know him the same way they probably don't know half their residents that are pretty new there. They're just they just view them as, oh well, we got another person here that's going to pay us some more money. That's the only way that some of these little towns will operate, or they just don't spend the time to actually get to know him. And maybe he came in a little bit harsh, a little bit brash, because you're talking about a sort of a little sleepy town. Everybody's laid back there, and Jeremy's got a lot of enthusiasm, and he may have just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way that just were not expecting that level of communication, and it does happen. I mean, I have friends that are loud, boisterous, and can be, a little bit overwhelming, expert, but that's just kidding. Just kidding. I love the expert. No, I have friends in, not on the YouTube friends. I'm talking about friends in real life that can be over the top boisterous, and I see that they can really rub people the wrong way whenever they first meet them, because they want to get to know everything about you. They want to be up in your business. They want to find, because they don't have time for the small talk is the best way of putting it, because they're very motivated, they're very driven, and they want to get to the point and get it done quick. They don't tend to stop to relax, and whenever they do, they completely relax. They shut down and they don't pay any attention to anything. Whenever they're relaxing, they're relaxing. Whenever they're on, they are on 100%. Like it's a different realm.
So that sounds like me, and what Jeremy might be is an extroverted introvert. You can put it out there, you can do that for a time, you can be 100% the Jeremy you are on stream or what have you. And I'm not saying that he's, lying about his personality. Mo is me, just, Spinal Tap 11 me. Now, Mr. Mo will say it's 0.4% me, and I'm much weirder in real life, but he's been exposed to me for a long time, so don't listen to him.
Oh, we got somebody that just came showing up. It's awesome. Let me do this.
Oh my god, that sounds like that's what I do when my computer's stuck.
Hey D. Hey little D, good to see you. You're muted. You're muted.
You're muted. Nope. Oh, you almost had it. There you go. Nope. still can't hear you.
You're
but
still
you're not
muted. What's
It
you're not working? No, I don't. It's something up with your computer, possibly. Are you still on your Bluetooth or something? Your earpiece, or I can't see her device settings. No, nothing. Nothing at all. She may have broken the computer. Look at your audio settings.
Notice I am silent because I have nothing useful to add other than have an adult beverage and call it a day.
Yeah, no, nothing. Try doing if you have Bluetooth earpiece, put those in. You may have vocals then. If not, you can just hang there and wave at us and look beautiful.
Yes, you look very nice tonight.
You do look very nice tonight. It's so weird that she doesn't have any audio. But I'll just assume that whatever she's saying very nice things. Or either that or she's cussing me out. I didn't understand it, but that's okay. I think she said, I'll be right back.
When all else fails, turn it off and on. See if that helps. Then you have to call the computer. Do you know that I would like a medal for the IT people's lives I saved by not going into an office environment? Because Mo would have the IT guy on speed dial. And the IT guy would be like, have you tried turning it off and on? Look, the computer is possessed by Satan. I can't put holy water on it because I don't own it. You better get in here before I throw it in the trash can. So imagine the IT lives I saved.
Oh, yes.
Rest stops, so we just use the portable toilets there, and then they'll drop them, and then they'll pick them up with Jones.
Okay, and then you probably had permission long time ago, right? Before they sold the property?
Yeah, this was well, actually, they were like, probably about 2 years ago, I stopped in and met with Lisa.
Yeah, you didn't know that they sold the property. They don't have the property anymore. This is personal, private property now. So, yeah, okay. This is where the hiccup is. They sold the property. The Ark doesn't exist over here anymore. The Ark still exists. They're building a new location. They're renting in Chiefland, and then they're building a new location. But this is personal, private property.
Still let them.
That being said, where did you usually have the outhouse for the bikers?
So when you're looking at the property,
yep,
on the far left, by the tree line,
yep.
So by the tree line and kind of closer to the road.
So basically, you want it in the shade by the trees.
Correct.
Okay. You have permission. I'm giving you permission, and I'm going to give you my contact information.
See, isn't that nice?
Okay, I apologize for that.
No, you had no clue. They didn't mention it. They probably didn't even think of it, and that's not a problem at all. I just need to figure out where in the world this outhouse came from. I'm going, I did not order this. There's nobody here going to be working with needing an outhouse. I've got bathrooms in a school. I mean, I got school bathrooms. I don't need an outhouse. So let me give you, so let me give you my personal information, and then we can plan on this for this weekend and in the future.
See?
Okay, for sure.
Garbage pail Twitch. Russ is stealing water from us. I love it. Watergate.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so awesome.
Did you hear? Okay, so it's totally off topic, but I heard about it this morning. So apparently, and I have to look up the story, but there is a twisted story about a bad person who doesn't like people who wear stars on their clothes. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
And
he was an artist in Germany, wasn't he?
No, and they met, and a gentleman who was what did his profile say? Loudly out and Jewish, and he wanted to hook up with this gentleman, and somehow the loud, proud Jewish man got unalived. But the funny part of the story, or at least the odd part of the story to me, was they were named Woodward and Bernstein. I kid you not. I shit you not. You're my favorite turds.
Ah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're echoing, but we can hear you.
Oh, am I echoing? I don't even know how to fix that.
I do. Give me a second. I can do this.
Mo, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm glad you got that figured out. Goodness knows I get Twitter pated when my computer isn't working, and I have only myself to rely on for tech skills.
Well, I dropped it not long ago, so it's probably a lot to
That's what I was worried about. I was like, oh, did she really do it in?
Oh no.
I was hoping not. I was like, oh, I think she just needs to exit and come back. And
is it still
restart or something.
echoing?
No, you're good.
No. Okay. All right, cool.
No, you're good. You're good. So let me see. I'm gonna pull this next one up. Because you're in Florida, Danielle, and I mean, I think you probably feel the same way a lot of us, Southerners do, where we're just sort of, good to meet you. We're more just chill and relaxed, and whenever we run into somebody that's really loud, and boisterous, and wants to be all up, and they're like on 100 all the time, we sort of back off, and we're just like, okay.
It can be. So, I think Jeremy is. And I say this about my youngest, most feral, so this is not an insult at all, but he is aggressively friendly. So
yes.
It's really I say that like a puppy or something, like a big mastiff who thinks he's a lapdog. We are just like, my youngest is like, hi, how are you doing? I want to be your friend. Can I talk right directly in your face? Like, can I live inside your soul? Can I be that close to you? And he's slowly learning that may not be the approach to take with some people. But I think it's just, one of those, it's a difference in communication. It really is. Some people really respond to that. And other people are like, okay, well, this looks like a lot of shenanigans and loudness. And I will retreat to my safe bedroom now. Thank you.
So Woodward and Bernstein, you were saying,
yes, one on the left. I'll have to get this. I'll have to get the story. It was on the Matt and Blonde show, in their hoax hate section, and I have to look up the story because I want to dig a little into that. And I mean, it just odd and absurd things just tickle the heck out of me. It's like waiting for Godot. I just love that we are in an absurdist timeline. I really am. I've decided to give in to the absurdity and just laugh at it.
I get that. Absolutely.
Yamaha, that's funny. Got all the gas hooked up and fireplaces burning away. However, I took one last hit of natural gas so I could watch Lefty play his game, and the colors.
Oh, Lord. You're like, I'm seeing sounds and I'm tasting colors, and it all red tastes like snozberries.
Oh, I do. I think I still have that video too. It's the whole thing. Let's see if I can find that. That is hilarious. If you haven't seen the whole video for this, it is amazing, and I think this guy is just awesome. If I can find it, where did I save that thing at? Is that one it? No, it's not it. No. This might be it. Is this it? Oh no. That is not right. I like this one too, but
I remember when I lost my mind.
I thought you weren't going to film my karaoke scene. I really thought you were.
Oh,
I'm suing.
Sorry. Something happened with Danielle. She froze up on me. I'll just hide her in the back room there for a little bit. She froze up. So as soon as I see her moving again, or she knows how to bring herself in. Oh my. Yeah, that was, sorry. I couldn't help it.
Sometimes you get a whole box of wine in you and you decide to just relive the 90s. It's okay. Except when you start, trying to do the Jabberwocky walk, and you're a little tipsy, and, it just doesn't, you end up in traction somehow, and you have to explain to the doctor how that happened.
I knew if I showed that, people would just be like, "What in the hell is he doing?"
What in the Walmart rapture have we just been subjected to?
Exactly. Why did he do that to us? Why?
Because dare children don't do any narcotics, okay?
No.
Non-legal street pharmaceuticals are bad, okay?
Okay. How's this? See, I've got so many like really good ones here that I just haven't even loaded up yet, like this one here.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I ask myself that question all the time.
I know. It's just it's such a cool one. Like, wait a
You know,
minute.
don't you hey, Shizzy, do you remember when the internets first started and you got the little CD and you were told to never put personal information out there? Now we are taking pictures of our food.
Yeah.
What has happened? For the love of all that is holy.
I mean, I take pictures of my food because it's something that I want to like try out making myself.
Well, yeah, but every single like Chandler Halderson's possible only in my head canon. Either the most oblivious person in the world or possible accomplice, allegedly only in my mind. Do not come after me. This is a joke, chick. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But you know, she Snapchatted everything, and it just brought me back to that George Carlin thing where, you know, we invented the VCR so we could be away from the TV, but still have the TV. We invented Polaroids and we have the cameras, you know, so we could capture moments that we're probably, you know, not going to watch all that often. You know, every time I take my phone out and I film things with the kids and I take pictures, I always remember that George Carlin thing, and then I'm like, live in the moment too. If you don't get a picture, you'll remember it. Also, I have pictures from the birth of the youngest, most feral, and the one before that I still haven't printed out. So let's just say after the first baby, the baby books are a little bit scant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. My mom called me and she's like, I'm trying to fill out your brother's baby book. Do you remember when he crawled? And I'm like, no. I don't remember. I was like, just say he did it. Like, I am going to invent a real baby book that has the real things that you want to record. Like, you know, when your child says his first cursey word in context, you know, that sippy cup spills and he's like, damn it.
Yes.
And you want to be proud and somewhat horrified at the same time. Those are the memories you want to keep.
Oh, that reminds me. I will have to show this to you because you just spoke of sippy cup and it reminded me of something because damn, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Let me pull this up so you can see, because and I can't play the music because, well, that'll just get me in trouble. But check this out. It's a impossible to spill container.
That's it. Who do I need to sue? Because this wasn't out when my kids.
Just watch. Taken care of.
Never mind.
Yep.
I was just like, why wasn't this around when I was raising little ferals? This is
justice is yours. They effed around and found out kids will throw things. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, we'll get back to this one, even if it's just for a little bit. We'll get to it.
Mike,
you ain't never gonna worry about
get your hands off of me. You get your hands off of me.
Young big bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Russ is getting all Twitter pated. Better have a blood pressure nurse.
Parked right here on my property. Look, there's nobody in here. Nautilus. Is it unlocked? All right, we're calling the Levy County Sheriff. I hate to do it, but I don't want to keep calling them for silly things, but I mean, I can drag it with my tractor. It's on my property, but we're going to have to call them right now. I hate to do this. I feel like Mary right now. I'm not even opening mail.
Being a Karen.
Nope, we don't know that. We just have a random Lincoln.
Could be stolen.
Yeah, it could be stolen. It could have been a rental that, cartel members use to move stuff. Florida is a main thoroughfare for,
drugs.
certain, yeah, not legal street pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
And it could very well be something crime related. I understand. Look, I am, like I said, the most non-confrontational person. So, I mean, I'm guessing if Jeremy is an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert or whatever you want to say, my guess is that he has let things go for a long time until finally you become a honey badger. You just do.
Yeah.
Indigo.
And this is where he's at. This is where he's at with it. Just like
he is in full F deficit.
For operator?
Yep.
I'm gonna press 1 to talk to a deputy. I hate to do this, but I do not want to bother them. Yeah, I've got a random vehicle parked on my property here in Otter Creek, and there's no driver. It's been sitting here for over an hour and a half, and I'd like it off.
Okay. And what is your address?
It's 351 Florida 24 in Otter Creek. It's the old Ark in Otter Creek. So it's on the way to Cedar Key. I don't know if that's northeast. I would assume that's probably west on the way to Cedar Key.
Okay. So it's on the west side of 19?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
About half a mile from 19 west.
All right. And is there a tag associated with this vehicle?
Yep, 0244YL.
And is it a Florida tag?
It is a Florida tag.
Okay. And what was your name?
My name is Jeremy Hale.
And I can phone number for you?
Yes, you can.
Let me just run this tag real fast, make sure it matches the description.
Yeah, it's a white Lincoln Nautilus.
Yeah, and see, this is one of those times where you don't know what's going on. You don't see a rental sticker in it.
No,
nobody informed you that they were going to be parking there. They could have come over and said, "Hey, hey Jeremy, I'm parking my car over there. Is that cool?" But none of that. Just sort of pulled up there, parked their car, and do their thing. I mean, I get a little bit concerned whenever I see someone, parked in front of my house. Like, if I don't know you, it's like, I know that neighbors, they have a crew that comes by and like does their yard, and another crew down the street that does their yard, and another crew up the street that does their yard. So if I don't see any of those 3 different vehicles there, I'm like, okay, who is this?
Yeah, and the other thing is, I wished we still lived in a time where, a random car could be parked and you could just you went to assumptions of, oh, someone must be doing something nearby. We had where we thought people only had good intentions, but the fact is we don't live in that world anymore.
That's right.
It's upsetting. It sucks, but we don't. And
Right.
any
true.
number of scenarios could be happening, and you don't know, and you do not want any part of that.
No, you don't. Because you could have some creepo that's looking at my next door neighbor's kids. They could be, creeping on
Yeah.
them. You don't know, and you're sort of keeping an eye out because just like, okay, I know that there's kids next door, and I've never seen this car before, and it's just some random dude sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll keep an eye, and if they're, if they're breaking out a camera, then I'm really suspicious. And if they're just, a lot of times it's just somebody, like it might be like an Uber driver taking a lunch break or something like that, and he's texting on his phone because it's a quiet street, you don't have a whole bunch of traffic. And they're usually just like texting on their phone or whatever, just taking a little bit of a break, and then they just sort of move on. But it's just weird. So I mean,
Okay.
I would be contacting the cops.
Totally off tangent note, but YouTube, get so where we can add GIFs, because seriously, it would make chat awesome to the max. Also, invent a sarcasm font. For the love of God, someone please do that. Make it italics, make it Comic Sans. I don't really care. But let's make texting a little easier for those of us who will see your phone call, let you ring through, and then text you saying we were doing something random. I am stealing this from someone else on the internet. But it is the secret of introverts. We will like let you ring through, say we were like, I don't know, vacuuming, and then we'll be like, "Oh, did you need to talk to me? Could this be a text? Could this be an email?" We are the queens of that.
I trust people until they give me no reason to. Well, and see, and I will tell you, it used to be my default to trust people until they didn't give me a reason to, but over the past, I don't know, 20 years of, being in a, around an attorney, I don't trust anybody. And it takes a lot to earn my trust. You know what I mean? Like that deep trust. Like I trust people, and I trust that people are good and they're not looking to harm me. But, as a general rule, like if I meet some random person, I'm like, oh, what are your intentions?
Yeah.
Definitely. And again, we become a less trusting society. If you want to go back to that time where we assumed that people were good, then some things need to change. And we need to have some tough conversations. And we probably are going to, disagree. But if we could just come together, if those of us in the middle that generally just want to be left the F alone, pay a little bit of taxes, keep things going, but have more say, if all of us could get together and tell everyone else to STFU, I think I got that right. Anywho, I'm dyslexic, so things mix up in my brain. Anyhoozle. If everyone in the middle just put their foot down and said enough instead of being, afraid, like just say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it. And then everyone just starts, screaming out their windows, don't step on my lawn. It's the uprising of the cranky introverts. We're done. We're tired. We've had enough of you extroverts. Y'all have taken over the world and you obviously can't handle it. Let us introverts have it. We observe, we see. We just don't want to deal with peopling. So all Congress will be through Zoom. But we'll have a live chat and we won't censor comments.
Well, and my thought is all Congress be through Zoom and we cut the paychecks down to about 10% of what they're currently making, because they're going to be working from home and they'll be doing a real job, and they don't need to have staff because all of it can be done electronically. So we don't need half of the stuff.
Yeah, and if you got introverts, again, we just want to be left alone. So these would be single item bills. We're not going to add shit to it. We don't care. We don't want to have a bunch of committees. F that. We're going to look at the data, see what's best, argue the point, whoever wins after that, the vote is there and we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, don't piss off. Don't make us introverts to the point where we're like Jeremy and we're calling, people, because it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Because once you set a bunch of, introverts with, highly motivated spite, it's going to be ugly. And not in like a mostly peaceful ugly, but like a
well, and the thing about introverts, and I know this for a fact, the introverts, they look, they watch, they listen, and they pay attention to all of the things that they can possibly do to destroy you or help you, whichever the case might be. Depends on which end of the introvert you're on. And they know how to get to you. They know everything about you. They see things that you don't see because they're very observant. While you're the extrovert is having to shake hands with everybody and they remember everybody and, oh, thank you, glad-handed. It's the introverts that are going, yeah, I saw what your wife was doing in the back room with so-and-so, and you don't know anything about it. And I didn't say anything then, but guess what?
Well, and the other thing is that females in the chat, I think, will agree with me, but females wage, we fight a little different. We are down dirty and we will take your reputation. We will go from job to job. We will call your manager, your mama, your priest, your rabbi, your shaman. We will, get on Facebook. We will start a group against you. I mean, we will go full mean girls. We will, leave all sorts of bad reviews on your Venmo, on your PayPal, on your Uber Eats. I mean,
because you got time to do it, and you're going to do it, and not
we
even
will
think.
learn the tech skills to do it out of spite. Do not get an introvert upset.
And the thing is you do it without even a second thought, because you've been driven to that point where it's just like, there's nothing that you can say at the point that you piss off an introvert. There's nothing you can say or do to change their course once it gets set, because they've already planned it from point A to point Z. They know every single little problem that they're going to run into along this little zigzag path. If they figure this out, then I'll do this, and I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this. If they do this, then I'll just do this, this, and this. If they do that, you've already planned it out because that's what introverts do.
We have DEFCON 1 through 4, and then the nuclear option.
Yeah.
Not to mention, women are emotional and psychological bad guys who flew planes into, buildings. We will cut you up and say, bless your heart.
Yeah.
And flip you off double deuces on the way out. That's just how we are.
As we go for your family.
Oh, yeah. Do not. I mean, because the earrings will come off. Like when you push people that just want to be left alone.
Yes.
Again, I think the very great Kathy Bates said it best in Fried Green Tomatoes. Older and I have more insurance. Tawanda. Do not push an introvert to Tawanda mode. I'm just saying we are right close to a Tawanda mode.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, this made my night.
Reach it, Mo. Well, and that because what it takes for an introvert to have no F's given, you just don't. There's no reason to get anybody to that point, and that's
again. Most introverts are so conflict averse that we will just leave. We will remove ourselves from the situation. But if we can't remove ourselves and you've done pushed us and pushed us and pushed us, I'm just going to say it's on like Donkey Kong, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We will have receipts. We will have like we will have your 401k financials. We will have everything from the CIA. I mean, we will go to Eric Snow or whatever Snowden's name is.
Introverts are the type of people that figure out where you bank, and then they buy the bank and shut it down.
Pretty much.
They're the ones that find out when your mortgage payments are due, and then they do a reverse mortgage on you. They do the most vile, horrible things that they possibly can do. They go, oh, I know where they have their car serviced. I know where they have their car serviced. And you know what? I'll just go buy that damn dealership or put the dealership out of business so they have to drive another 300 miles to the next dealership. These are the kind of things that introverts do. You don't mess with it. And you'll go, I have no idea why I have to drive. Why did my dealership get shut down? Well, it might have been the rats that got loose in the place. I don't know. Maybe.
Until you get that Hallmark card that says, I bought the dealership, I shut it down just so you would. Usually I would send it on Valentine's Day along with maybe an adult sculpture and some KY jelly that said, just to make effing you a little easier for you. And I shut down the dealership, a-hole. Suck it. enjoy your 300 miles.
Yep. I have fun. Oh, you were looking to buy a new Mercedes-Benz? Well, guess what? All the Mercedes-Benz in the whole area were just, I don't know, they all have flat tires or transmission issues. I don't know what the hell happened.
I mean, again, this is why God does not let me win the lottery, because I would use it for evil. I would go full Sith Lord. I mean, it's bad. I would donate this house to a yodeling family.
But think about
that
this.
Practices clogging.
Were the Sith Lords really all that bad? I mean, think about this. Were they really that bad? Because they were being asked to join.
They never kissed their
cult.
Sister. I agree.
They were asking to join some cult, and that was going to tell them that, oh, you're doing it for all good. Sure.
Well, I will say, someone put a spin on what Yoda said about, you must learn to let go of things. I think he said that to Anakin. And I'm like, you can't let go of things. The things that, they want you to let go of: emotion, love, strong feeling of passion. Those are the things that make us human, or a sentient sapient being. You cannot divorce yourself from feelings. And, priests used to be able to get married. The Catholic Church got really pissed off that priests were then, giving Catholic relics to their children through inheritance, and then stopped it. But,
Hold down the text while you want to. Hold down the text you want to copy, then it should give you an option where to save it, like the clipboard. Then hold where you want to paste it and select the clipboard and the text. There you go.
Oh, I just take screenshots, sweetie. But that's a good thing to know. I did not know you could do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I use my phone for looking at Facebook and Amazon things that I shouldn't be buying. But thank you so much, Puddington.
You just hold up the phone. You hold the little text thing, and a little pop up will
I had
come
no
up.
idea.
And then whenever the little pop up comes up, you can copy it. Like if someone sends you a picture, you can hold down on it, copy it, and then you can save it to your pictures.
Oh, I just do a screenshot, then I edit and crop it. But that's a better idea. I had no idea.
Yeah,
you guys, like I said, I am your Aunt Judith, and I'm sorry if it came out wrong that I didn't.
Let me at Edith. I'm with you, Bo.
New business ideas.
Edith,
Revenge hacks for wronged ladies.
I don't know. That could get real ugly. The CIA could get shut down. I mean, you have one CIA agent who cheats on his wife.
Oh.
We're going to know where what JFK knew.
Oh, yeah.
And where the aliens are. Actually, Captain Kern, I say go for it, because I want to know what happened to JFK and where the aliens are. Because I desperately hope some days that I am an alien transplant. And, I was just sent here like Jane Goodall to observe the gorillas in the mist. Because I swear to goodness, some days I'm like, peopling is so weird, and I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Well, I worked in sort of to the point of this video here. So I worked in a shop where I pretty much was chill, just had fun with people that I worked with, and had this guy that would use my bay. And one day I just came in and I was like, I'm sick of this guy leaving my bay a mess, because, he would borrow it on the days that I was there. He was what they call a floater. And I don't mean like the guy that you flush down a toilet. He basically you would just float from bay to bay, no big deal, but he would leave my bay a mess. He'd leave his like a Dr. Pepper or something like that he got from like at lunchtime. It'd be sitting up on top of my toolbox, and it'd just leak out all over the place. And, because the what do you call it? Wax would wear out or whatever. So it would start leaking all over the place. And it's just, it's like, great. I got sticky shit all over the top of my toolbox. I have to come in, clean it up. It's just like, this is an aggravation. And so one day I come in, and I guess he'd done a few airbags, and he left all the nuts and bolts and screws just laying all over the top of my toolbox. I just scraped them all up, went over to his box, and just threw them up on top of it, and just went about my day. Well, in between the time that I did that, somebody else was blowing some leaves out of like an air conditioning duct or something like that and knocked leaves all over it. And he came over and was just up in my face, just, why are you dumping shit on my thing? I was just like, and I'm thinking about these bolts that were from airbags. No big deal. I'm just like, because you left this shit on top of my toolbox. I don't care about your stuff. It's like get out of my face, just move on. And so he started yelling at me. And about that time I stepped up and I said, listen, son, you might want to just, check yourself and just move on. Well, then that wasn't enough for him, because then he decided to get up and chest bump me. And I pushed him back and said, dude, you might want to think before you, and he came back up again. Well, the second time he came up, I just did what most hockey players will do. I grabbed his shirt and pulled it up over his head and started to hurt him a little bit.
Yeah. Gently introduce his face to your fist.
No, I didn't hit his face because I knew that I would break something. I have big meat paws, and
good. Discernment is a good thing to learn.
You have to make sure that you aim for like the soft body parts, which there wasn't too many on him because he was a skinny little thing. And it took like 5 guys to pull me off of him. And there was 5 guys there. Well, probably more than that. It didn't look like some circle jerk or something, but no, the dudes had to pull me off of him because they saw that I was going to basically unalive him there underneath a van that was up on a lift. And I was starting to pick him up, and whenever I picked him up, he was hitting the top of the van, and I wasn't going to stop. They saw I wasn't going to stop because I just told them, I said, stop. Like, you don't want to go there. Yeah. And if you want to go there, I'll take it there. But you don't realize you're dealing with somebody that learned how to kill people. Don't do this.
And that's the thing. The people that have seen combat, the people that have those skills are the very last people that want to get into anything.
Well,
because
I've never seen combat. I just learned how to do this in the military.
Just more like people that know how to fight, people that have been in situations and have learned how to do that, for the most part, are the last people. I mean, it is a trope for a reason. The old gunslinger that doesn't want to be bothered, that's seen enough, that's done enough, and just wants to be left alone. It is a trope for a reason, because in real life, there are people like that. That is a theme with people that have actually seen stuff and know how bad things are and know the reality of things.
Yeah, well,
at least in my opinion.
And I mean, the thing is I felt bad afterwards because, it was a misunderstanding on his part. It could have easily been avoided. And the kid had never been in a fight before because he was used to bowing up to people and then backing down because, well, he just might have been a different race than me. So he was used to people backing down from him. He'd never been in a fight in his life. He's young, cocky, and, sees this old guy that's just, pitter pattering about, with his slippers on and a bathrobe, working on cars. He doesn't see it as, he sees me as some old dude that just probably doesn't know anything and thinks that he's going to be able to push me around. I was just like, that's not how it works, buddy. Just, you got, and I think it was a learning experience for him. I mean, I got sent home for the day because they couldn't prove anything. It was, they had cameras in the shop. Well, they did have cameras in the shop for instances like that. But the only problem was he was up underneath a van. Just saying, I might know where the cameras are.
Introverts plan introverts are basically cats. If you've seen cats, they are plotting your demise, and they will eat you as soon as you unalive, and gladly feast on you. That's what cats are. They're just sociopaths. I mean, they're cute, they're fuzzy, they're loving sometimes, but underneath all that, they're like, I will eat you. Fingers first, possibly thinking nose.
Well, and a lot of people, they a lot of the guys were just laughing about it because they thought it was pretty funny. It was just like, I'm sitting there going, you know, sorry, this is, you know, sorry for ruining you guys' day, because here you have to pull me off this guy, you know. But it's like you just reach that point where you're just like, I've already told you I'm not dealing with your stuff, and this is about what's going to happen on this right here. I can see it coming.
And I mean, maybe you can even give me a name and I can figure out there's somebody here in the area, but it's been here for about an hour and a half. And okay.
And he should be able to assist you, okay?
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Sheriff deputy is going to call us. We'll figure out whose car this is. Yesterday, random outhouse. Today, random Lincoln. Now, we do have cameras, and we do have cameras pointed out here at the road. And I'm counting how many times Russ goes by. But that being said, Deanna is now at the house. So at 7 a.m. this morning, I actually turned the cameras off because she's going back and forth and she's here and she can see everything. So I didn't need to have the actual security cameras on. And roughly a little bit after that, Deanna texted me. She's like, there's a random car in the front yard. And I was like, all right, I'll be there in an hour. I'll figure it out then. So we're going to hear back from the sheriff. And I thought it was maybe a fan waiting all morning, but no, look at this. There is, I just don't get it. It's floored up for sure. I don't get it. Why would anybody...
Yeah.
There's party mailboxes in there, Gatorade, a t-shirt, a book, something about Saul. There's some ice cubes. Let's look over here. Oh, I see some mail. I see some mail. We might be able to get a name. I see some mail. I see a C. I see a C at the beginning of an ace piece of mail. C. So here's the other thing. We had a massive storm last night. There were actually branches down on our road to the ranch. And I had to get out and I had to haul the branches off. A huge pine tree broke. So the other thing is that a neighbor could have had a tree go over their driveway. But look, here's a neighbor right here, free and clear, right? Here's our neighbor over here, free and clear. If it was Roy has my number, would have said something to me. Without a doubt, would have said something to me. Who else over here would park a car right here on our property? It just makes no sense. I don't understand the mentality of some people, but we're going to dig down into this and figure it out and see who they are and what they were thinking. And it could be innocent, or it could not.
Levy County Sheriff just pulled up to try and help us figure out why this Lincoln is just here on the property.
Okay, is it Deputy Bobby Hill?
Local or
oh, that'd be awesome.
Some random.
Well, Bobby.
Oh no, it's mutton chops.
And I have my security cameras towards the road, but I turned the cameras off because my employee is here in the morning. So I turned them off, and it's been here almost 2 hours. She didn't see the person come out. And I don't see any blocked driveways from the storm. I mean, I would understand if there's a blocked driveway and a neighbor from the storm, but just randomly parking on somebody's property.
Yeah, could be stolen.
What would that
could
be
be
in regards to disabled.
If they pulled off the road, they found the nearest little drive or something. It's like this.
You got a roach on you.
See, I felt something crawling around.
I got him.
There we go.
Oh, that was a big one.
Yeah, it was nice. I felt it on my arm. Yeah, I say Stephen Bang, they could have pulled off.
Did you like how he played that off?
Why does his mustache not attach to his beard? What in the hell is going on here?
Well, he's like, still young.
Business on the lip, party on the chin. I'm just.
Oh,
what in
I'm
the
sure he
Florida
gets
is
something
going
on the
here?
chin. I'm sure he gets something on the chin. Just saying.
At least he doesn't have a soul patch. If he does, he's going to the Mars colony.
Oh,
I just
you mean I
patches.
can't do like the porn stash with the little soul patch right there?
Oh my god! No, just the soul patch for just the thing is a soul patch. You're on the first ship to the colony in Mars.
Come on,
You're
Mo. Okay, so the porn stash with the soul patch is okay.
Yes, the soul patch by itself is just
it's fine.
Beyond
And so if
I don't understand
if I shave all of this off and just do like the little soul patch right there, just have like the little soul patch, you'll be mad at me.
You have to keep the goatee. I can't.
I still
It'd have to be like a goatee. I'm sorry. Soul patches are outlawed when I am president. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have so much.
and learn IT.
We will have to do it. What I'll do is whenever I decide it's time to shave this all off, oh yeah, I'll do the porn stash with the little soul patch. And then once I got the little soul patch, it'll be like whoever can come up with like the first like $500 super chat or some crap like that. The first 500, then I'll shave all of it off and then get the little soul patch. And then whoever comes up with the next 500, I'll get rid of the soul patch. I guarantee you, Mo, you will be broke by the end of the night. Because you'll be like, I am buying that soul patch off of your damn lip.
Oh no, I am not. No, I have like other things that I want to get right now. Well, I'm getting a walking pad and I'm really motivated. So I want to get a balance board and I have a budget, unfortunately.
I'll wait until you've already got those things. I'll wait until you win the lottery. Then I'll do it. Don't worry. It's not like it's going to happen next week.
To play the lottery. And I am so socially anxious that making people stand in line while I try to figure out how the hell to play the lottery, Twitter pates me to the ends of the earth. So I will probably never play the lottery. Like again, when I say I sometimes feel like an alien transplant, these are the things I think about.
I'm getting dead. I'm breaking Danielle. She's like, stop. No, I did that one night with Junior, Jessica Reloaded. I did that one night as I said, all right, I'm all shaven except for the porn stash, but if you want to see this porn stash, we've got to hit a certain amount. And I think we hit it. So we were on her channel. It was before I was monetized.
Oh, wow.
It was on her channel. I was like, but you got to get it to a certain amount. Cause I was wanting to go clean. It was closer to Christmas. And I was like, I just want to be all clean shaven for Christmas. And so I did the whole porn stash and had it just, my wife, she saw that, was just like, oh God, you're not leaving that, are you? I was like, no, it'll be gone tonight. I don't even think we hit the goal, but I think it was close to the end of the stream.
For me to shave.
Yeah. Not even paying me, just paying somebody for me to shave or see, so they could see it. Because it was just like, oh no, I got the porn stash, but you want to see it.
Thank you, Jay. I have no idea how to say your last name and I don't want to screw it up. And to be honest,
Libby?
It's been a long day. Yes.
That's Libby.
Thank you for the lesson, Libby. Okay, that's easier to say.
Yeah.
And if you say it like Gosney says, he says, leave got.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says leave got, but it's Libby. Yeah.
English, you know what?
Shame on you.
English is an effing hard language to learn. How the hell do all those letters make Libby? What? You know, they tell you I before E except after C, and then there's like 100 gajillion words where that doesn't work.
Well, let me ask you, is Libby easier to say than Liebgott?
Yes.
Libby is easier to say than Liebgott.
So there you go. So just say Libby.
We always call him Libby. Yeah.
Well, that is good. Like I say, I may be a little enhanced. It's been a long day. I was able to stand for almost the whole day, so really good. Accomplish. It is humbling and not easy that is an accomplishment, but still being proud of the accomplishment.
You should be. Yeah, absolutely. No. I feel the same way after a certain, certain jab kind of thing where I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. And then just to be able to walk like down the street was like, I understand it's a big accomplishment. And definitely be proud that you're able to do that. I mean, really.
Yeah, it's only been 2 years and I have learned that I process grief really, really slowly. So I'm feeling better about it. I'm feeling better about, learning my limits and everything else, but there's still that sad part, that I'm working on.
Well, crazy old fart. Megan is right. Search skin bear carcass. Terrifying. Yeah.
What? Yeah. No, thank you.
Right.
I'm good.
Yes.
I'm
know
with
what? I
Mo.
will leave Megan's videos to the dolphin molesting a lady.
Well, and you'll find that there's a lot of people in chat that they'll agree, because it's we're not all like we're not all able to run the 2-minute mile. Sorry, folks, it just doesn't happen.
No, it's just I went from weightlifting and being in the best shape I had been for a long time to this body, and I'm learning to be comfortable in this body, but there's still a part of me that's like, you used to do this.
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, and the longer that you do this, the easier it is to stay like this. And that's the thing that you always have to remember. And even for me, that's the same way. It's like, I'm a little bit fluffy myself, so no shame here. And as many jokes as I like to make about it, I'm making jokes at myself. Just
Oh yeah. Well, we're the hardest on ourselves.
Yes.
That voice in our head, excuse my French, is a mecha thunder cow.
Yeah.
Cunt. I meant to say cunt, but damn it. Any hoozle, it is the final form of the thunder cunt. It is the Pokemon final boss, kind of guy. And it's that voice can be that. And it is amazing that so many people in chat can relate, and I've felt so welcomed and so kind of like this is normal, and that I've met so many friends that are becoming family that get it, because you don't get it until you get it. You can talk to people that don't have anything, and they try to understand, and it's not that you just can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the same way that I try to explain to people that want to do the whole YouTube thing. It's like, it's a little inside scoop. This may look like it's super easy, but until you start doing it, you find out how easy it is not, and the things that you have to do just to like put together, a stream or a video.
Yeah.
Like I'm impressed with Kaiser, because that man will sit down and he'll knock out a video, have it edited, ready to go. I can't listen to myself long enough to do that. So I do
I'm
live
learning
streams
to try to listen to myself, because I do want to start reading stories or doing some more long form stuff. And I know I will have to edit, which terrifies me. But again, I'm trying to get back into the spirit of doing things that terrify me. I had the Dumbo feather for a while, and I guess chronic pain is kind of like that. You'll have the Dumbo feather and you can fly, and that's the awesome time. But then you lose the feather sometimes, but you find it again. So
you're like, oh, I didn't need the feather in the first place. I'm having trouble.
Yeah, I'm still keeping that feather. I have to walk up and
those
downstairs.
the feather help. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And honest to goodness, I'm worse than our resident in chief.
I've got something going on the Twitter part of it.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, it's still working. Okay, weird. And I was just looking. It was saying it was having a hard time streaming to the Twitter, but it looks like it's working fine. Okay, that makes sense. And
well, you have a good attitude about it all, though. Like,
yes,
that inspires a lot of people.
It's easy to have. For me, it's always been very easy to go into kind of third-party observer mode, and my brain logics it all out. It's just my feelings that take a long time to catch up with it.
Yeah,
so
same.
that's where I get frustrated, because I know certain things intellectually, but I can't quite get there feelings wise, and I want to skip the whole feelings part because I've intellectually calculated it out. I'm like, why can't you logic feelings, damn you? You feelings are ridiculous and hormonal.
That takes a very smart brain, though. Like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like, really.
It is and it isn't because I can give really good advice, but it's really hard for me to take my own advice.
Oh yes, same here. I can give advice all day, but I'm not gonna ever take
I'm
my
like,
own.
I preach it. I sometimes do it. Look, I am just human, possibly, and
Mhm.
trying to people with y'all, stay hydrated, eat healthy, be spiritual, be a good mom, be a good wife, be, a good streamer,
Well, that's
be
just
a
it.
good
You're very
person.
human with everybody, and
Right.
that's what people need. Especially
Yeah.
like moms, like I relate a lot to you
Yeah.
and I listen to a lot of your advice. I'm like, as a mom, I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
that I needed that, whatever you're talking about. And then even with the news, like
You're
just
my
what you're putting out there.
inspiration.
Oh my gosh, if you guys start singing Wind Beneath My Wings, I would honestly love
Lord,
you,
or
but
Celine
also be
Dion.
very cringed out. So I don't know. I'd be it would be cringe-larious and I would love it.
Cringe hilarious. I love that.
No, it's and that's something that really, that is unique in a weird kind of way. Is I think that one of the reasons why you are so successful at what you're doing is because you are very relatable. You treat everybody as you want to be treated.
Yeah, you're very relatable.
And it does, and you're unapologetically Mo. That's the beauty of it right there, is because you're not trying to be the next Jeremy Hales. You're not trying to be the next whatever. You're not trying to be the next Big Brother or whatever it is. You're just doing Mo.
Big Brother. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
whatever
allegedly,
thing.
I had access to the CIA. Y'all don't even want to know the shenanigans I would get into. I would not start any wars, but I would tell Macron to stop being a dingus. I would tell everyone everything. I'd be like, y'all need to pay into the UN. We are not doing stupid stuff anymore. I am done with y'all. Fund your own damn selves. We got shit to do here. Lord, I would be terrible at the UN. Can you imagine how many fights I would start? Oh my God. But I'd have really cool hair because I'd have a stylist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shizzy, you and Mo are so awesome and easy to chat with and not afraid of speaking out. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
And Crazy Old Fart says, oops.
Yeah, like for me, I'm just lucky to hang out with y'all. Like I tell Shizzy all the time when we talk on our own, I'm like, you and Mo just have like such a good thing going on. Like I just love to like sit back and chat and just like talk,
Well, we enjoy,
like feed off your energy.
We enjoy just each other's company. I mean, and that's
you
it's
guys
like
do so well together.
Well, and
this is like a wind down to the end of the day, and I can kind of relax from my stream and
absolutely,
just kind of say some of the things that I don't generally say on my channel, and Shizzy's okay with me kind of going on my weird Twitter patient tangents.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a place where we can both kind of be ourselves.
And we all need your tangents, Mo. Exactly. Like you're so amazing. And then
I have nebulas of thought. They've never been a train of thought.
Yeah.
My husband is like, does this story have an end? Because I'll tell him all those little like, oh, and by the way, because this fact connects to that fact in my brain. I'm like, did you also know that bees can hibernate underwater?
Yeah.
I'll just say, and he's like, what does that have to do with the story?
What does that have to do with anything? Yeah.
And
well, it's in my head. I had to get it out. Like, so now it's in your head.
In the nebula, I was talking about bees and someone got stung, and I remembered a bee fact, and I figured I would share it with you in the world. I swear to God, me and Sheldon are about the same person.
I could see that. Yeah. Did you tell him the facts? You're like, you're welcome.
I'm like, no, this is my seat. It's the optimum seat. I figured it out. This is mine. Thank you.
Hey, Matt, Red Queen, never ending facts of nothing.
Pretty much. Like I am a fountain of knowledge that you never needed. I am the Newsy News fountain of news and knowledge.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is.
The owner, which I don't see in here.
Love it. I love it. She's
You're
going
right,
to put
Doc.
cicadas in your head.
It's up to y'all. It is on private property.
You just tow it.
It's up to y'all if you want to tow it. It'd be private property tow. Which would be for you guys to call. You call a tow company, tell them there's a basically abandoned vehicle on your property.
I like his tack to watch.
Yeah.
He watched Call of Duty once.
He's got his watch turned around, so all he has to do is look down at his wrist instead of looking at his watch like a normal
Sorry for
human.
having to call you. I know.
Well, when I
you're not
used
a
to
great
wear
thing, crazy,
watches,
and
I would
you
do
know,
that, and I would wear it
you know
on
what's
my.
going on, and so-
I can certainly.
Basically, I would wear it wrong for the hand that I am, so people would be confused. I have been confusing people all my life.
I stopped wearing my watch turned up with the face down like that because I would smash the face.
Oh, see, I'm so used to it. I guess I never noticed. But you also have larger hands than I do, and probably more force when you're doing things and you're working with wood.
Yes, large wood.
County address for the registered owner.
So it's not even Levy County.
Yeah, I mean it's
Your wife is so proud. Congratulations.
No,
Miss
it
Shizzy.
was from our stories last night that we were doing.
I wanted to be there, but
It's fine. It's fine.
Well,
we had Welsh lady, and I have a story, and Geyser, and it was beautiful.
the ride to the kitten place and feral children and walking around, it was just, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm going to need a day to recover from walking and sitting in a car.
Yep.
It's Trenton. It's basically just on the other side.
Half hour away.
Yeah. But I mean that's just the registered address.
We don't know anybody from Trenton with a white Lincoln, do we?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We thought maybe it was a fan camping out, wanted to say hi, and then no, it's empty. I can see a piece of mail, and I see the first letter of the first name has a C. Am I close?
Okay.
I see one piece of mail on the seat, and it's got a C as the first letter, but I can't make out the full name.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is going to be if we even got a call on it, because sometimes people just leave their vehicles on the side of the road. Some people are good about calling the office and letting us know that, like, hey, my vehicle broke down. It's parked here. I'll be back in the afternoon or in the morning to pick them up.
I mean, I'm so type A, I would call everyone to tell them.
Yeah.
We went around. We didn't see nothing. There's no note on the property. There's nothing on the vehicle except this is kind of weird. The mirrors went in.
No, that's what it does.
They didn't knock on the door and.
It's made to do that. So those particular cars, whenever you park them, the mirrors actually roll in, so that way people, as they're walking by, don't hit your mirrors. It's just a feature that Lincoln did on those cars, and there's other cars that do that also, like your Mercedes and some of those. The mirrors will actually flip in whenever you park, and then whenever you unlock the car, the mirrors will come back out whenever you get in or whatever. So it's a feature. It's not a flaw.
Talk to Deanna or anything like that, so unusual. So this is pretty common for you guys then?
Yeah, it happens. It happens off and on, and it's usually out further this way or in more lower lying areas where you have deeper ditches.
Deeper water and ditches.
Yeah, people will pull off in people's driveway or pull off onto a flat piece of ground like this. Usually, most people, especially people,
Ford does that too.
Leave a note or something
Ford
know
Lincoln Mercury. It's a Lincoln. That's what I'm saying. It's a Lincoln. So it's a Ford product. Ford Lincoln and Mercury are all.
Oh, they are?
Well, we appreciate what you guys been doing for us here in Otter Creek.
Yeah, Ford
I'm
Lincoln
not a
and Mercury.
carologist.
Yeah, so all you have to do is just go look at one dealership, and you can realize that Hondas and Acuras are basically the same vehicle, just the Acura is the more luxury vehicle. Then you have your Nissans and your, what's the other one? I'm trying, Infinities. Those are basically the same vehicle. And Lexus is Toyota.
Is it really?
Yeah. So you see people driving around like really nice Lexuses. It's basically just a Toyota with like a really racked out package. They're like most Lexus base models are going to come with like leather interiors and things like that.
Shizzy, you are talking to the woman when given a choice of which car she liked in a lot. her two choices were a PT Cruiser and a Pinto.
Oh.
I am a negative carologist.
Yeah.
I think I would pick an Edsel if it was there because, you know, I am just that person. Also,
PT Cruiser, not a good car. Not a good car.
Look, I wanted a PT Cruiser so bad. You have no idea.
I thought they were pretty neat looking whenever they first came out. And then the first one that I looked at that I had to work on, I was like, oh, no.
The Kia Soul, the one that's a cube, that car freaks me out.
No, those are...
And the Aztec. That one, no. Just no.
No. And don't get a Land Rover either.
Shizzy, I am 100 Air, so I don't think I'll be getting a Land Rover.
Well, whenever you do become a millionaire, don't even think
on
about
a
it.
coupon day.
Because most Land Rovers, Land Rover builds the body, then they buy like the transmission and the engine from other people. Like it might have a BMW engine in it, might have a Mercedes engine in it, might have a Ford engine in it, might have a Chevy transmission in it. That's what Jaguar did. Jaguar was putting Chevy transmissions.
I have a question about cars.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Cummins' biggest rival? Like Cummins engines?
Diesel? Like Cummins diesels?
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head. Why?
Look, Irritated Mo Me might have a side revenge project of an introvert style. So if I ever did win the lottery, I would buy whatever loud, obnoxious, ridiculous rival to Cummins engines is, and I would go around Columbus, Indiana, and I would just like Cummins sucks and everyone sucks here and I hate it. And I would get rid of all of my bad feelings about Columbus because the people of Columbus are actually really nice and there are actually really sweet people there. I just have a lot of trauma built up from there. So I would get a Mack truck with flames and I might just, jam out to Hart and...
There you go. Bulldog, I think, has it right there. Duramax would be one. And see, the thing is those are models of vehicles. Cummins would be like the powertrain, the engine itself. So Cummins is the actual engine.
Shizzy, to the point of spite to which I would need to alleviate my trauma with Cummins, I would go through the process of getting my CDL so I could drive a big ass diesel truck, with flame pictures.
You can get like a Ford F-350 with a Cummins diesel or a Dodge pickup with a Cummins engine in it. I mean, Duramax is, I think, Ford or
black
Chevy.
And white flames.
Yeah.
Just jamming out really loud to Hart, being obnoxiously loud. I probably wouldn't say anyone sucks because that's just mean and hateful.
What you do is you get yourself a dually with a camper shell, and on that camper shell you have the big stereo system, and the stereo system is basically just all it is microphones hooked up to your exhaust pipes. So you can really hear the engine as it's rumbling.
Okay. The problem is I'm sensitive to loud sounds, so I would feel bad for making other people that are sensitive to loud sounds. What I'd probably do, my vanilla, like goody two shoes revenge would be to get a really nice car of the opposite, person, and then maybe jam out really loud, but with my windows closed. And not so much bass, and it would be Stevie Nicks and Hart and Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel. So it would be good music, and you would like to listen to it.
Yes.
I would be doing the world a favor. There would be no Taylor Swift.
Agreed. I got a serious question for you. How many episodes of What the Hell?
Or Beyonce singing country.
I just don't get it.
She butchered Jolene, and you do not disrespect Dolly Parton.
Jolene,
that's exactly right.
Jolene. Yeah.
What in the actual hell? What timeline are we living in that Beyonce is doing country music? Jelly Roll is the best country blues singer I've ever heard, right now. And
they've saturated their bullshit on one channel of music, so now they have to find a new new bunch of people that they can peddle their bullshit to. That's the way I look
It's
at it.
auto-tuned bullshit. I hate it.
Yeah,
No one
it is.
sounds like that. You can tell the distortion. It's terrible. There are really good singers. That's why I like Jelly Roll, because his voice sounds real and gritty. That's why I like Pink, because she has that rasp. You know, Bonnie Raitt. We used to have singers that had a soul. Oh my God, what happened? I feel like, oh my God, I've become that old person. When I was younger, the music.
Do you like
we had
Rathburn?
music.
Do you like Rathburn?
No. So what I tend to do is I get stuck on an artist and I'll just kind of deep dive into them. Like I usually stick to like one area of their timeline. So like I love Counting Crows through
I was thinking Radcliffe. Sorry.
I don't know who he is.
Who is it?
Damn it. What's his name?
What song does sing? I don't.
Give me a second. I'll show you.
I probably if he has a really gritty voice.
Nathaniel Ratcliffe. If you heard one of his songs, you would know it by the. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. I'll give you like just a couple of seconds of it, because if I play it, I'm going to get in trouble.
Sony will own your ass.
Pretty much. So it's only going to take a second, and I guarantee you,
Okay.
you will get it. You will get it as soon as I play it.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to him. I do like to okay, Alison Krauss and basically the entire soundtrack to Brother Where Art
Yeah.
Thou, but I do
love
not want to watch the movie ever again. George Clooney is a smug asshole. I mean, he's playing himself, which is awesome because he doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be an adult pretender at that point. But oh my gosh, he is so slimy, and I cannot watch that movie anymore. Mr. Mo loves it. I'm like, I am done. And I will not watch Green Mile or Forrest Gump again. Stop it. I made him watch Team America World Police because he's never seen it, and Office Space. I was like, how did we even get married? I don't understand.
Oh, he's never seen an Office Space?
I was like, this is grounds for divorce.
Oh
Yeah. We're asking for it.
No, so
Well, Shay,
Mo.
it's more of a just, I don't like people that are overly charming because I feel like they're trying to sell me something and they're not genuine, and that just triggers all of my
That's a good
danger
point.
buttons.
Yeah.
So
well, and what I'll do is I'll put it in the private chat, because he does a bunch of other stuff. And this was my actual first introduction to this guy, and he is such a great voice that it's just amazing. Listen to it on your own time. It's wonderful.
okie dokie, I will do that. I think I've heard of him. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Once I pick a thing that I like, I kind of just fixate on that and I don't go out. But I'm trying to expand stuff, so I'm working on it. But I get stuck on like Heart and Meatloaf and Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins. Tickles my funny bone because he looks like an accountant, but he probably got more women than any accountant, all the accountants in America.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That makes so much sense.
I don't know. It just tickles my absurd bone because he looked like he was trying to sell you Cutco knives, but he got so smooth, and it was just. I mean, he probably got so much action, and he looked like a freaking balding accountant wearing Hawaiian shirts for some reason.
Well, it was Miami Vice,
Oh my god!
I have not subjected Mr. Mo to fried green tomatoes, but I might.
Oh,
YouTube I watch.
Yeah.
So I haven't been on Kick lately. So
Well,
when you guys moved into town.
Oh, okay. It does connect. It's just blonde. It's called an eyebrow pencil, sir.
Yeah.
Creek.
He's a little light.
We had the 70 acres.
Oh my God.
When I turned
He-
myself into
illegally
dude
with
guy,
no
I
disclosures,
gave myself a
they're
wonderful
selling
beard. It's called
meth on our
contouring
property,
and
dumping
eyebrow
on our
pencil,
property,
sir.
trespassing, hunting.
Put in some effort.
Whole mess, man.
I don't
Whole
put
mess.
in any
We picked
effort.
Otter Creek
I
because it is
shave
central
like whenever I need to.
Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and we can go to all these auctions, and that's what we do. We buy storage units and we resell. And it's so central, and you're right by Cedar Key.
At least he doesn't have the neck beard.
Like just a
You know, where it gets that
never knew
just goes down the neck.
problems with the locals.
No, he's trimmed it up a little bit there, you know.
Oh Lord.
What the hell is he doing? He's got it like cut in on his chin and then going down his neck with the goatee.
It's because he has a short fat face. So what he does is he see, I trim mine right along the jawline. He trims his somewhere down here on his neck because it makes his face look a little bit longer because he's probably got a short fat face.
Oh.
Just saying.
We just wanted to hide in the woods, run our business, but
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
Any song?
We responded to
yeah.
At all, especially not in the last 24 hours for the car. You say he's only been here a few hours.
Yeah, a couple hours, maybe over 2 hours now.
Little tell that tubing on the river beard.
Tubing on a river beard, exactly.
That is pontoon.
That's
motor
what this
boating.
is. That's what this
That
is.
is-
This is
That's there's no law when there's claws or whatever that saying is.
Yeah.
Can you do that for?
well, an expert he'll tell you, oh, I can't grow any facial hair, you know, and he'll get that
We'll give it
mustache.
enough time.
He looks so damn sleek whenever he grows out his facial hair, and it's just like, and then he goes, well, look at Jizzy, he's had shaved in like 2 days and he's got a full beard. I'm like, dude, no, that's not true. And
Like when he doesn't shave for 2 days, he's got a great thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He looks slick. Me, I just mine looks all weird. If you saw it in person, you go, man, your beard looks weird.
First, I would hate.
See, now you're gonna be staring at. Now I'm gonna get self-conscious and go and shave.
Oh no, I'm still staring at his beard and judging, so you're good.
Okay.
I have thoughts.
Well, what's really weird is he has like maybe
He doesn't-
he has some sort of
Baby
hair
fuzz,
on
right?
his lip,
Up.
but he sort of shaved it all the way down here or something. It's weird. Like the shave
I am
job
confused
is-
about the geometry of all of this, and I don't think any geometry went into this. But he probably has
Yeah,
a shit ton of Axe body spray on.
See, it's like he shaved here, and he shaved here, and then he shaved here.
But he
And
didn't
here.
make the cut line like you do. That it makes it look really nice and trim. That really good
that's
line. He doesn't have that. Did he not own a straight razor? I feel like we need to call in an intervention. This is too much Florida.
I use a safety razor. I use a safety razor.
I might need to try that, but my legs look like I went through a field of barbed wire, and I'm like, no, I'm just a terrible shaver. I would wax my legs, but that just sounds horrible. And I can't go all hairy because Sasquatch and I'm not French.
My wife, she asked me, because she was interested in the razor I was using. She goes, my grandmother used one of those. I was like, well, you got to be careful with it because you'll cut yourself up really bad. It's not like your Lady Bic or whatever chic thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that. There's no like cream lotion, tips, blades, or whatever weird stuff you have on there. I was like, I could not shave my face with that. I said, so you get that thing across some bone and it's going to peel up skin and it's just going to keep peeling it up into like a big, huge ball. So you got to be super
that's pretty much
careful with
what I would do. So I disallow 3 a.m. Mo has to get approval on certain safety, like certain big and unsafe items. Now, if it's a pillow that is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that says, don't be peanut butter and jealous, you can totally buy that. But a safety razor, no, we have to contact Awake Mo to see if that's okay.
What up, weirdos? What's up, T-Rex? Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Hilarious.
T-Rex trucking. It's been that kind of night.
Can you do that first?
No,
I would hate to
before you tow.
Yes, I would hate to tow the car if somebody say it is disabled. The
I
car
can't
broke
even,
down.
like-
They didn't leave a note. There's an emergency. I would hate to tow that.
It is more of a. Obviously, I can't give you registered owner information. I'm not allowed to.
Okay, I peeked anyway, but that's okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'm not giving.
You didn't give me nothing.
So-
you didn't give me
so-
nothing, then I ain't contacted.
Exactly.
So the
There you go.
biggest thing, yeah, and then if you wish, I can try to have Gilchrist go out there to that.
See, and that's courtesy right there. It's just saying, I peeked. I know who it is, but I still don't know who that is.
Address, try to make contact with the owner, and I can, if you give me a contact number, I can always
call
you and let you know where that's at and let you go from there, whether you're going to tow it immediately or what.
If you could do that, and we would hear back from you in about how much time?
Say I'll call Gilchrist now to have them go out there, and if they got somebody free, I would say within an hour.
Okay, so let's do that. We'll give them an hour. We'll hope to hear back from you. Hopefully, somebody gets their vehicle.
Say within the hour, whether I get Gilchrist back or not, I'll give you a shout just to
let me know, and then we'll have it towed.
Yeah.
There's a benefit bike ride tomorrow too, and they're going to be right in the way of the station. So you see where the outhouse is.
So I have a question. How does my sound sound? Do I have any echo or anything like that? Does it sound like I've got reverb?
I don't hear it, but the
I don't
chat
hear it.
generally hears a little different than we do.
Like, you know how sometimes you hear that echo from a room?
In
like
your,
the-
in your.
I just wasn't sure if it was still happening or not. I actually have things in my room now. This area.
Yeah, I noticed the
I'll call
divider.
it my studio. Oh, that piece right there was my wife's grandmother's.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. It's got some Japanese art on it. Now that thing is what, 4 foot tall, something like that. Maybe 3.5 foot, something like that. My little Yorkshire Terrier cleared that thing. Like, yeah.
Well, Yorkshire Terriers are the honey badgers of dogs. They just are. Any terrier is.
Yeah, he's a little bastard. I actually feel bad because he's been sick for the past, over the whole weekend.
Oh, no.
He was sick and yeah, it wasn't a pretty sight. My wife did wake up at one point in time and had to, clean all the sheets because
for
whatever reason it was, and he went outside, did his business, but then came inside and it was all still wet and then just like plopped up against her and she was like, oh my God, what the hell? What is that smell? Oh my gosh. Let me get you cleaned up.
Oh, no.
But he was like that for a couple of days. So she took the recommendation, fasted him for 12 hours or whatever. And then has been feeding him some chicken and rice. So he's doing much better. He's still a little under, I mean, he seems to be, it hasn't changed the way that he acts or anything, except he knows that,
that's good.
I can't get the poop off my butt right now. So it's just, but yeah, I think he probably ate some nuts or something because that's what he does. He's a dumbass.
He's a squirrel.
No,
he identifies as a squirrel, Shizzy. Don't be mean to him. It's
I've seen him pull dirt out of a potted plant and just sit there and chomp on the dirt and just. I don't. He's got issues.
My cats do that.
Yeah, but you tell him to stop, and he goes, huh, and now digs back in like.
No comprende.
No comprende, pinche cabrón.
He's like, nah. I've taken your suggestion into consideration, and upon said consideration, F you.
Yeah, actually.
That is his attitude all the time. Like
yeah.
I love that attitude in cats. In dogs, it's a little bit different because cats at least mostly take care of themselves. Dogs are like, I is hungry, I is tired, I do not know what's happening. It is like, Doug, I love you. My name is Doug. We are best friends now.
Aww.
Exactly.
But they're also like, I will go eat some drywall. Have fun with that later.
It's tasty. I need gypsum in my soul.
I do have to have it out today
have it clear,
and have it clear for the benefit fundraising.
I understand. Yeah,
So
we can certainly do that.
I
I'll try to have somebody.
don't want to cause the owner additional expenses and hundreds of dollars of getting it out of the impound after it's towed.
Yeah.
So
Redwood's triple analog delay through your pedal, through your PA,
myself and one of
to the
others
witches
run out
of
there, try to
Eastwick.
contact
Yep.
an owner without a county. We try to send that county just to give them an opportunity to like, hey, why's your vehicle here on somebody's property? And then if we can't contact anybody, then obviously we tow it.
Okay.
Or we let the owners know.
We'll call and do a private tow. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you my number and then we'll try and hear back from you and we'll kind of go from there then.
Somebody was stolen last night, Joey ride around
and then dump it right here. Do you see keys in there anywhere?
No, I don't.
Doug is my
I could see the locals stealing it and then dumping it on our property, screwing around with us because they did that. They did that over on our 70 acres.
Yeah.
So they already did that. We had to have that one towed. But I'm not seeing the keys. Definitely her mail.
Not saying that I would know anything.
Well, staying in a hotel here at Otter Creek.
Not saying that I know this, to be true. I just want to show you something. So if
Are you telling me there's
wonder,
ways to get in cars that don't require keys?
yes.
Mhm.
But you didn't hear it. You didn't hear it from me. I'll just say this.
Well,
you
I
didn't
know
hear
the
it from
police
me.
know how to do that because they have to go to special school or something. I don't know. I'm just joking. I'm sure there's probably videos on YouTube allegedly in Minecraft.
Well, and here I'll just share a little image with you here. So this little thing right here, this little piece right here, see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that little piece right there is what they call ceramic. And that little piece right there, if you happen to throw that at a tempered glass window like you have on an automobile, just that little bitty piece, it will make a
shatter.
Yeah, a window shatter. Don't ask me how I know this. I'm just saying that it could happen if you just happen to have like a little slingshot or something like that you can just pepper that with it. I don't know what happened, officer. Yeah.
Your officer. What had happened was I was trying to do good for humanity and I thought there was a child inside. Ma'am, there are no signs of a child. It was his inner child of the pain that he left and the trauma that made him be a dick.
I had to let the pain out. The pain was present and I had to let it out.
Look, I would go full mo and I'd be like, look, I am Wiccan and I was just trying to sage this before y'all had to tow it because it has total bad vibes. I am a Leo. I understand this. I am not a Leo. But just for the sake of this joke, like yes. I am a Leo. I am an empath. That is the second thing I'm outlawing when I become president.
Empaths?
No, people putting I am an empath, like it's a great achievement. We're a social fucking species. Yes, you have to be empathetic because that's how we operate. We are a pack species. It's not a special human gift. You are not Superwoman. Shush, quiet, enough. If I hear one more chick trying to be deep and saying, I'm an empath, I am going to lose my ever-living mind. You are about as deep as a sidewalk puddle. Hush.
Yeah, and I think they also a lot of people misuse that. Where it's like I'm an empath, whereas you actually have somebody that's a very empathetic person that's very much, empathetic towards somebody and gives them a little bit more than they normally would. That's the true empathetic person, not this.
Yeah.
Well, I can read tea leaves bullshit that they use it as. Oh, I know things. It's like you don't know shit.
Yeah. Again, I'm just about done with everyone being intensely idiotic.
Yes.
Thanks, Justin.
It doesn't look any better standing up. His beard is just a crime against humanity.
So a couple different options. Vehicle could be busted, could have broke down, had to pull over. Usually there'd be a note. Probably
And
somebody would knock
your
on the door.
officerness,
Deanna would
if
have
that
heard
makes you
that,
feel
but that
cool,
didn't happen.
you rock it.
And
You
then
be
option
you.
number 2, somebody could have stole it, joyride, and then left
But
it here and stood here, which
it
makes me
bothers me
go, I shouldn't have
greatly,
turned
and
the
I might
cameras
tell
off.
you about
Because Deanna
it
was already
because
up
I
and
just have
running,
no
so she's
filter.
going back and forth.
Spirit
And I was like,
person.
to the buildings, and I was like, all right, everything's fine. So I'm probably not going to turn the cameras off in the
I'm
morning anymore.
spiritual.
And option number 3, somebody could have just ditched it. And went, all right, we're trying to get rid of it. So
Borrowed
we'll
from the
figure it out.
commune.
Hopefully we can get it back to the owner. And Deputy Justin, he was fantastic.
Tell me you're
Absolutely
shallow
fantastic.
without
The
telling me
nice
you're
thing of having the
shallow.
sheriff over here checking on the vehicle, everybody is slowing down now. Everybody.
Yep.
So George and I were just thinking maybe part of the misunderstanding in the community is we've kept the ARC sign up because we actually wanted to. We wanted to preserve some of the history. But we're kind of thinking that probably the smartest thing is to take this down, which is just going to have a blank in it because we don't have a sign yet. Did you get that Walmart coming soon sign yet? Or?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
It's in the
So
works.
I think what we can do, looks like Starbit here. Yeah, this is Starbit. I think we'll pop this out and then we'll pop that out. And hopefully, look at old Blue up there. Look at old Blue. Oh, old
Looking
Blue.
good.
Hopefully, that'll clear up some confusion and parking on the property. I really wanted to keep this sign up.
Well, we can just keep it up, but inside.
All right,
Yeah, keep
you
it
stay
safe.
there.
Okay.
All right, if Brian was here, I know what he would do.
What would he do? He would run right through it.
Come out?
There it goes. It came out in one piece.
All right, there we go.
Is that a electrical tape?
1976.
Looks like
That's
it.
awesome.
Oh,
Or
wow.
vinyl tape. This does not look as good now when there's a big hole in there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we got Justin.
That
through
is
there, which
actually
cool,
very
but
progressive
Well,
for
now,
that
hopefully it clears up
time
some
period.
confusion.
Mystery
Have
coming
Yeah.
soon.
We
a
definitely-
very productive place for people with special needs to
Yes.
have a fulfilling life, working skills, learning things, having a community. I mean, that is impressive for that time. So, Otter Creek, you may be odd, but that was a really cool thing you did.
Well, and the ARC is still around. I mean, they just moved locations.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for that to be a priority to the point that they made a workshop and a school basically was really, really cool, in my opinion. Having worked with people with developmental disabilities, in kind of that sort of setting, they are so proud when like, hey, I did 47, boards, or I crushed 79 boxes today. They're really, really proud. And it's so nice to see them light up at the end of the day, feeling like, they did something, and they did do something. I mean, they're productive.
And that's also something about just, I think, human nature in general is we all feel like if we're contributing something, even if it's minor to any part of society, that we're living that we're fulfilling some higher destiny or something like that. I don't know. Don't mean to get too philosophical on it, but it tends to give you purpose and makes you want to come back and do it again the next day and the next day and the next day. And also there is, on that same aspect, is you also have to realize there's times that you have to shut down. You can't always be, productive.
Yeah. And if you are a type A hummingbird like me, this has been the hardest thing. Resting. It's like, how? Believe me, I went to one massage, just one, because the lady was very, very sweet. There was nothing wrong with the lady, but she's just like, relax. And I'm like, do you have like a tranquilizer or something? I don't do that. That's not in my player mode options. What do you have, like an ISO cube or something? I don't know.
Well, and see, this is sort of where you start small. Like the place that I go where, as you can see, I've gotten my hair cut. It's much shorter than it was before.
I was going to say very nice haircut.
Well, thank you. Well, the place I go to, they are absolutely awesome. They will cut the hair. I can get a wash, and they'll do like a scalp massage. They'll put a hot towel over my face and massage my face, and then whenever my haircut's done, they'll give me a back massage, just a small back massage, sitting in the chair.
Ooh.
And I think it's like $20 or something like that for all of that. And every single time that I go there, I tip them $10. It's just like half of what they're doing, but it's just like, you gave me like the best amount of relaxation that anybody's given me all day. Well, probably in the past like 3 months.
Yeah,
just that little bitty thing right there, where it's like, why not?
I am working up to calling a salon, which sounds ridiculous, but I'm working up to calling a new salon and doing something I've wanted to do with my hair for a while. But I don't know if it's the mom in me or the Mo in me or the whatever, but I have a really hard time justifying spending a bunch of money on just me. Like things that are functional, like, I get a new chair or therefore my
Right.
channel. I don't have a problem with that, but it is, it's that like personal stuff that I'm like, I can do it at home, or, I can. So, but I will say, hairstylists, I love you. I honestly just go to you for 2 hours to just sit down. And sometimes I tell the stylist, I'm like, look, I love you. You seem like a lovely person, but I am here to zone out. So if I don't talk to you, it's not that I'm being rude or snotty. I am just done peopling. I have 6 children. I am the least peopling person, and I decided to have a tribe. I'm not the smartest, crown in the box, but I got a new hobby. So,
Mo, how would you feel if somebody got you a massage? Like they just bought you one and then you went and got a massage. How would you feel about that?
I don't know. I feel weird. So I do
feel
have,
weird accepting gifts from people.
No, if your
I
husband
am-
came in and said, Mo, look,
he's tried, and I'm like,
somebody at work gave me this card to give you, that I'm not going to use. I want you to go get this massage. They just gave me this, and go have a spa day, go have a Mo day.
Yeah.
I
want
will
to
tell
watch
you
the
all
kids.
that I am working a lot on, addressing my feelings of guilt since I've gotten hurt. A lot of my anxiety manifests as, guilt, about what I can't do for everyone else. So there are things I'm working on. There's, I have identified a couple things that I'd really like to work on. Like when I get a compliment, to actually accept it versus, kind of downplaying it, there are things I work on. I'm working on because I understand that if I do work on them, I will be more productive, but it's a process for me. Everything
No, I
is much
understand.
slower in Mo land.
Well,
Yeah.
and I mean, that is not, and at least you're recognizing the way that the
It
way
is the
that you are
first
and the way
step.
it is first step, recognizing that you got a
Like,
problem.
hello, my name is Mo, and I'm under Mount Everest of mom and wife and person guilt.
Well,
Thank you. And
Well,
I
I will
only
s-
drink sometimes.
Can I tell
I
you
will s-
personally, like somebody tried to get, or somebody bought me a massage and I didn't do anything with it for like probably 2 months. And I finally did. And I'm glad that I utilized it. And so if somebody did that for you, you think you'd do it?
I probably would. Guys,
Okay.
I'm working on it. It takes me
I
a
know,
while.
I'm the
Look,
same way as
I'm
you,
still
like-
working on grief from 17 years ago because I don't like to face problems. But this is my year of facing things head on. And when you make a pact with God on New Year's Eve when you're maybe a little tipsy and you tell him that you'd like to start working on things that make you scared and, really conquering things, God's like,
Then you
I'm going
throw
to give you all the opportunities to do that. And you're like,
'Cause I'm gonna
wait a
throw
minute, I'm
everything
exempt from
scary
this.
at you.
I
Well, if
am
you
exempt.
get a
Like, did
massage,
we
take
front
it.
load? We effing front loaded the year. Like, we are only in gosh darn, April.
Oh,
like what 2024, you daggone glorious, shining, sparkling bastard of craziness. Shine on, but what the hell, dude?
Well, and I didn't say this at the time, but I thought it, and maybe that was just enough because the year started out, it was nice. It was like, okay, this started out nice. And then we got a big rainstorm. My basement flooded. It was like, and I didn't say this out loud. I was like, well, it sucks, but things could be worse. Oh no, then it got worse, and 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 then it got worse. And it was like, okay, any time now I'm going to stop thinking that, well, it couldn't get worse because, well, everything's just going to get worse. The whole year has just been getting worse and worse and worse. And my wife said something the other day that was just like, I think we've turned a corner. I was like, oh, damn, why'd you have to say that? Because you know what happened? Damn AC went out over the weekend.
Oh, for the love of Cheetos and Lay's, I do not. Hot mow is not a nice mow. When you get that little trickle of sweat down the your spine. Look.
I was thinking cleavage, but okay. Okay.
Well, I was going to say boob sweat, but then I thought, that's a little. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to.
That's a little personal.
Yeah, it's a little personal.
I only get boob sweat whenever I'm out in the shop.
But boob sweat is the worst, and if I'm dealing with that, and no, I will be a grumpy mo. It is not. It's not. Well,
it was. My wife was not too happy about it, and she was just like, "Do you think you can fix it?" I said, "I can look at it because I know a couple of things that I can take care of. Some of the other stuff I'm not touching because I don't want to screw something up." I looked at what I needed to, and I was just like, yeah, call somebody. So they actually came out today. It's a drummer that I used to play with. He owns his own AC company. So he came out today and looked at it and was just like, yeah, this is what's wrong with it. And it wasn't any big deal. It was just the second time we've had to replace one of the solenoids on it. It's a capacitor, whatever. It happens. And it's just like, yeah, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. It could have cost us a hell of a lot more money. We could have had to replace our whole AC system or some crap like that. Nope. It was just something that's failed before. They replaced it. Everything's back up and running. And, now we have cool air. And of course we never ran out of heat, but
well, you never do run out of heat.
Well, and something I've found is if I stress over the things that, things that I have no control over, like other people's time, then all I'm doing is working myself up and getting stressed out over something I have no control over at all. But there's only certain things that I can control, and that's myself and how I react to something. And I think that's what's it also helps my wife because if she thinks that I'm stressed out, then she starts getting stressed out.
I do. If people around me, not to say I'm empathetic, but if I notice people around me are getting anxious, I go into like uber people pleasing mode. Like, how do I fix this? This person's obviously upset, angry, or something. And swear to God, I had to learn, like, every time I think Mr. Mo's thinking deep thoughts, I have to remember he's probably thinking about lighting farts on fire with, baby powder on his butt so they can, see the flame. Like, or the Roman Empire. He is not thinking about anything deep.
No.
Generally. There are some times when we are having, but just sitting there, like, watching TV, his mind is not wandering. He is watching TV.
There was some girl, I want to say I was young, really young, and she asked me what I was thinking about. And so I told her every single thing that I was thinking at that exact moment, and it was like a stream of thought where she was just like, I am so sorry I asked. I was like, don't be. It was interesting.
That's why we work so well. We both have nebulas of thought. We don't have lines of thought. We have nebulas. That's what I used to call it.
It's like things are just firing off 100 times an hour, and it's off in the weirdest places. And flux capacitor. Exactly. And see, that's why chat works so well for me because it gets me back on track sometimes.
Gotta get a new
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Got it figured out? Perfect.
Is he yelling at somebody else again, or just?
Yeah, this is the guy.
Years now.
I just want to be this upfront with people.
Mike Davis, Cedar Key. Good to meet you, Mike.
Yeah, y'all gonna try to fit into the community, man. We're getting a car towed that we don't even know. We didn't even know this was sold. Nobody did.
Apparently, your wife's mother going to school in a building means you can park there for 50 years. 50 years. So you used to park what? Your wagon here with your horses? This is Mike Davis. Remember that. Mike Davis, Cedar Key, Florida. Mike Davis. And he thinks he can park a vehicle anywhere. And he thinks that as soon as you have the landowner right in front of you, you can insult them and say, hey, you're really trying to fit in the community here. No, I'm not trying to fit in. I don't want to fit in with people like you, Mike Davis. Okay. Well,
you're a little easier.
With all due respect, sir, I moved into this community and I've had cars abandoned on my property.
Yeah, well,
I'm not trying to be easy. I'm trying to figure out who owns it. With all due respect, I'm going to tell you, be a little bit more polite and not rude. Don't park on somebody's property without permission or without leaving a note.
Well, you see, that's what I'm saying.
I don't care if you've been doing it for 50 years. That doesn't mean you can still do it.
Yeah,
now, I could have towed it. I could have towed
yeah.
it, but you wanted to be rude.
No,
but I wanted you to just remove it. I wanted to make sure that you didn't have to pay the fees.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the deal. Because you were rude with me, don't park on my property anymore.
Don't worry
don't
about
trespass,
that.
okay?
It'd be nice to know it was yours.
Did you knock? Did you ask? Or do you just think because you lived here for 50 years, you can keep doing it because you've been doing it for 50 years?
Well,
how about I go park all my vehicles on your property? Is that okay? Because I'm going to start.
I hate the fact that had both of these people just had, look, had the guy come up and said, look, I did not realize, again, cranial rectitis will cause suffocation and, slightly skewed moral sense and fiber. Get your head out of your ass.
Yeah. And that's sort of my point is like, if he would have come up and said, listen, I am really sorry. I had no idea. My deepest apologies. I'll move it immediately. And, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Future.
But instead he comes up and is like, oh, so you want to be part of this community? You want to be nice to this community? Well, you didn't have to come off like, it's like, dude.
First of all, if, again, we have the same thing in my HOA. The old guard, which unfortunately is, I call them the obituary committee. Look, they're dropping like flies. May they rest in peace.
Yes. Quicker,
but
the better. I'm sorry. May they rest in peace.
Well,
quicker,
I mean, so we have the old guard who thinks that our town. Now, let me explain or rate my town. It has a Walmart and a Kroger's. We do not even have a Target. These people are a whole lot uppity for a town that doesn't have a Target and only one Starbucks. We are not a metropolis. I need y'all to quit.
Well, if you have a Starbucks, you're up and coming. As soon as the Starbucks goes,
I hate it.
As soon as Starbucks goes, you're done.
I know. It's the new look who moved in or next door.
Oh yeah.
Ask him I can park my vehicles on his property. He's been doing it for 50 years. Do you have any idea how many owners have been? Okay, let's see. Lee County Board of Education, there's been the ARC, and now, well, there were some years there where nothing was going on, but now us. He never asked, but I have to ask him to park on his property. He doesn't have to ask me because his wife's mom went here to school, and I've been parking here for 50 years. And then I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this for 1 year, 2 years. Just don't be rude, man. I could have told it. You just sat right there and said, well, you've really been trying to fit in the community 50 years. 50 years.
I'm going to talk to you, man.
Get your vehicle off my property, okay? Don't do it again.
Right now,
you could have been
state property.
You could have been polite about it.
I'm on state property.
You could have been polite about it.
No,
you're not on state
property. You call and
property.
tell my wife and her friends you're going to tow their car.
That's not state property.
It is state property.
That's a right of way with the state. That's still Jeremy Hale's property. No. Do you understand? That's a right of way with the state. That's not you having a right of way.
One thing.
That's an easement, which means that the state could take the option to take that property, but it's still legally his.
But it's a temporary easement. It's a temporary easement, which people don't understand. And somebody got an argument with us about this. Okay, an easement is pretty simple to understand. An easement is me allowing you onto my property. That is an easement. Simple as that. Okay. Anything more than that, no, they can't take it. You're allowing them for a very specific purpose of doing what they need to do. For example, you might have an easement because they're going to be running power lines, or they're going to be running gas lines, or maybe they're running a sewer line, and you give them temporary property, access your property. After that, they're done. They have no access to your property unless something fails underneath it, and then they're obligated to take care of that particular purpose. That is what an easement is. It does not give them any right to anything except for that particular purpose that it's intended for. And it's still your property. You still have to maintain it. If something happens on your property, you're still responsible for it. If that dude's car gets broken into while it's on Jeremy's property, Jeremy's responsible for it.
Yeah. Again, it was all about the attitude. It's the entitlement. It's the, to live here, you have to accept me being an a-hole, because that's just how we roll forever. And that's why I Joe Biden'd my HOA. I ran 3 times and did not win. I didn't have a, enhancement or fortification, but I also kind of did it under protest. So, again, you turn off the people that actually want to make a difference when you have people like this that come through and say, hey, this has always been done here. And you're like, yes, but it's not 1984. I'm sorry. This is new. Y'all are dropping like flies, and we need to attract new people unless you would like us to be like Greece.
Yeah. And
am I the only one that sees things logically? And why am I the voice of reason? Dear Lord.
No, you're not. You're not the voice of reason. You're just speaking like it is. Yeah, the good old boys mentality. And it's not really that. It's an entitled mentality that these people have of this is how it is, and you need to adapt to our way of thinking. And it's no different than people telling you, well, you need to adapt to our way of maybe, putting little stars on people's chests as they make sure that they, walk into, a good place for cooking. Let's put it that way. You don't want to be like this guy, because that's where it ends up crossing the line of you have this group mentality of, well, that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be, and that's how it's going to stay. No. You need to realize that it isn't always the way it's going to be. It isn't always the way it's going to stay. And, he could be a good neighbor by saying, hey, listen, I'm really sorry. I can move off the property. But he came in with the attitude of it was like, well, how dare you tell me where I can or can't park? I've been parking here for 50 years. Well, you've been wiping your own ass for 50 years too. But, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be grabbing your ass.
Probably a good thing.
Mike,
you never gonna worry about
get your hands off of me.
All right, y'all.
You get your hands off of me.
Young Big Bad. We ain't doing this today. Mr. Young Big Bad. Separate, sir.
Mike Davis, Cedar Key, Florida. Have I emphasized that enough? Mike Davis. Apparently, he wanted to show me how big his dad bod was, because immediately after I told him get his hand off of me, boom, he pushed his gun out at me. Get off the property. Yes, sir.
I'll take care of it. I don't Tell me when I'm off of it. If you don't mind, we'll go ahead and
keep walking onto the street, sir. I want to play human Frogger today.
Completely and totally rude.
Allegedly in Minecraft.
Mike Davis, Cedar Key. All right, you ready for the plot twist? Former mayor of Cedar Key sticking his gun out at me. You think we don't have enough good old boy mayor issues? By the way, owner of Davis Seafood in Cedar Key. I also believe the owner of Cedar Key Sea Farms in Cedar Key. How in the world do these morons get away with this stuff? Because he's been parking there for 50 years. Completely and totally rude.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And that attitude, I should have just had it towed.
Yeah.
So what was the story?
So I guess it's one of those deals. The owner, I guess from what information I've been relayed from Gilchrist and everything, is that she usually parks here to meet up with someone else, and then she usually rides with whoever. And then when they come back, she picks up her car. I don't know.
it'd be really nice if she would just asked. She would have asked. They'd probably been like, "Hey, why don't you park it in the park driveway here?"
Well, again, it's that you have to accept and be humble about things.
Yes.
So when someone calls you and says, "Hey, I own this now," instead of having an attitude, you just say, "I'm sorry, I did not know that. I have been parking here for years. Are you going to be okay with that? Should I not do it again? Can I
Yeah.
park in the parking lot? I have a friend, drive here, she picks me up. Would you be okay with that? If not, I totally understand. I'm just asking if that's an option." If you
And
approach it like that, you are much more likely to get at least
and
somewhere.
I guarantee the kind of person that Jeremy is would have been like, "Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you park it around back so that way, it's not sitting in the sun or whatever." I mean, it could have
Yeah.
been. Jeremy seems like the type of person, like if you approach him in a reasonable way, that he's going to approach you back in a reasonable way, and you can say, "Hey, I'm not looking to, take over your YouTube stuff or any crap like that. I just want to do my thing over here, and I have a friend. We meet halfway, and this is easier for us. And if it's a problem, I'll just park in town or something away. This is just
Yeah.
sort of on the path, but it's fine." And I guarantee you, Jeremy just seems like the type of person is just like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like I'll go even a little bit out of my way to make sure that you've got some sort of, comfort in what you're doing. So you're not having to park it just right there. You can park it back here where it's out of the way.
Well, and that's what I tell my kids is that the percentage changes, but what I generally tell my kids is that 83 to 87% of us want to be kind and respectful and
Mhm.
chill with everyone. We just do not have time for BS. So, no, we don't want to know the equation and algebra of your uniqueness, terminal as it is. We don't want to know your identity that is your now personality feature. We would like to meet you. If you would ever come out, that would be great. But, the part that the, characteristic that you have, robed on as your personality is off-putting to us. So we just don't have time for that. I mean, we'll
When
still be respectful to you, but we don't have time for BS. We got bills to pay, we've got kids to feed. We just don't have time.
Well, and these are kinds of things that Mo and I talk about on a regular basis of, just whenever I pound things off of Mo, and I'm just like, "Hey, I've got X, Y, or Z issue," and she'll give me, she'll give me a good rundown that's analytical and thoughtful, and whether I take her advice or not, that's entirely up to me. And the same way with Mo, she's asked me questions and I give her advice. Whether she takes it or not, it is entirely up to her because she still has that free choice. And this is why I enjoy having Mo around so much, because we can just carry on a conversation. I talked with Danielle one day for, Jesus Christ. I finished my stream, and I think it was like 3:00 in the afternoon that we finally
Yeah.
stopped talking.
We
And
talked from 8:30 to like 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and it's not all about, being right or having the best thing figured out, but having a community of people that you can talk to and say, "Hey,
Mhm.
I've got X, Y, or Z issue that I'm dealing with, and I know you're not a therapist. I know you're not some
Right. Well,
psychologist or some
mean,
crap like that, but
yeah.
Danielle gave me some really good insight on things that
Yeah.
that I could do to, not necessarily better myself, but looking at it from like that mom perspective. Does that make sense? Whereas like,
Well,
it's
well,
like,
no, too, what I was saying to him was like when you can talk about things and hear yourself out loud, you can put
Yeah.
things in perspective. Like sometimes, like I've even talked to you, Mo, and like I've heard myself just talk out loud, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that makes more sense, So sometimes just doing that helps.
well, that's good
Sometimes
for you, because most of the time I'm going, "Man, that really sounded stupid what I just said."
well,
For me.
Some feelings are so difficult for me sometimes just because they don't follow a logic. Like the way that this whole situation went down to me is so illogical, so ridiculous. I don't get it. I really don't. But I also don't have that kind of ego. So that's a perspective to me that I really can't even get into. That's the one kind of I try to take the 360 route, and just that entitlement, I really don't understand it. It is so foreign
Well,
that
you
I
can't
I
connect
don't
to
get
that
it.
because you're not a person of entitlement. Those things are foreign to you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's really hard
It
to get
makes
into that mindset.
Yeah.
Although I
Trying
love
to
when I am Donna. Donna Adelson
try
is so fun.
trying to help him out. Trying to help him out here just a little bit. Just thickening it up a little bit, just
Oh my god, so much better. Sir, it's called an eyebrow pencil. They have them in brown. They have them in light blonde. Just
Now
try
who's
a
talking
couple
about eyebrow
out. Have your wife buy them. I saw the silicone ring. She probably has some. Steal hers. Always resharpen when you're done, because we will notice.
No, I got a really good eyebrow pencil, but still it looks like a tire mark.
Oh my
that already
god.
looks a little bit better, doesn't
Like
it?
his level just went from like a 5 to a 7.
Yeah.
It's
This
a
guy
little-
on this guy
Just for men, sir. It's a thing. Have at it.
No, he doesn't have enough hair there for just for men. It's that took him a couple
eyebrow
of years to
pencil.
grow. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Previous owners, how long have you guys owned?
2 months now.
I knew that would make you feel better.
With the county probably has something. When did you guys? What date did you guys purchase?
Do you remember?
March 9th.
March 9th.
March 9th.
I mean, the reality is nobody cared. They were just going to still do it anyway. He came out rude from the gate, saying, "I've been doing this for 50 years. Who do you think you are?" He came out rude from the gate.
And that's one of the off and on things that you'll run into with
these people,
long-term residents, especially rural counties and everything, rural areas. You'll run into that.
He came off rude out the gate. You know what? You treat me with respect, I'm going to treat you with respect. You treat me rude, and
what did I say?
This is what we've experienced in this area. It's rude,
So
rude.
I don't know if it's something that you want to discuss right now, but who is the property listed on?
Me. We still asking, where's the Southern hospitality? Because we haven't seen it. I don't care if you're from the north. I don't care if you're from the south. You're going to park your vehicle on somebody's property. You're going to tell that person, hey, I'm here. I'm dropping my vehicle off at this time. I'm picking it up at this time.
Well, here's the thing. Southern hospitality is everybody's heard, Southern hospitality. Oh no. In Southern hospitality, you are more than welcome to be here. We are very welcoming. The only thing is we don't want any of you damned Yankees here.
Yeah.
True.
And to be fair, Florida
we don't want. We don't. In the South, they don't want to do a whole lot of change, and you also have to come into that to realize it, that the reason Southern hospitality is there is because they don't do change. They're very slow moving, very slow for change. It's a very thoughtful. It is the introvert.
And those adapting to change are not welcome to change.
Right.
It's really screwed up.
Yes. And I'm just putting it in perspective because I understand it. I mean, I understand it. I don't always agree with it, but I understand it. And it's because, let me give you a perfect example. Atlanta, Georgia, just the city of Atlanta. Okay. City of Atlanta was never made to handle the capacity of the amount of people that it has. Its road infrastructure, its design, everything about it was not designed to handle a large population. So you have worse traffic than you would have in Los Angeles. You have the worst drivers that you'd ever find. You have 3 interstates that intersect in certain points, and then you have something that circles around the entire thing. And it is an absolute mess because it is not designed to handle the volume of people that it currently has. And it exploded during the Olympics. And I mean, it was growing up until then. It was making itself known, but it took off to a point where it wasn't able to handle the infrastructure. And certain places like Otter Creek might just be the same way, where they don't have the ability to handle a large influx. If 200 people moved into Otter Creek, first of all, where are they going to live? How are they
Yeah.
going to get water? Is it going to be drinkable water? And what kind of other issues are going to run into? They couldn't handle that kind of thing. And I think that's part of the fear that the people of Otter Creek have, you know, and I'm not sticking up for assholes being assholes. I'm just saying you have to get into the mind of these people to understand of
When
where
you have
they're
been
at.
comfortable with something for so long, when it's everything you've known. I mean, liken it to when England lost the Queen. I mean, there were grown men crying, not because maybe they knew her personally, but because she had been a constant in their lives.
Mhm.
This was, you know, losing something that was as steady as the Rock of Gibraltar. You know, the sun rises and sets every day, and the Queen is on the throne. I mean,
Yeah.
this again, there is comfort and stability. We are people, we are creatures
Exactly.
that like our stability, that like our, you know, creature comforts, and we can get stuck there, but we also need to be gently brought into the new ways. There's ways to approach it that make it much more personable and I think palatable to people that really don't like change. Because
Mhm.
I think when you get somewhere and maybe Jeremy's like me, you can catalog all the problems and you're like, I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. I know how to fix this. And the, the downside is that, you know, you come in with all these ideas and the people in the old guard are like, we like what we have here. We have a culture. We have a community. We don't want it turning into one of those cookie cutter towns.
Well, also they're comfortable because they're in, especially whenever you have people that are in a seat of power, which is where Russ is. You know, he's been a mayor of that city for how long, and he's been comfortable. He does his plumbing. He's going, I am so close to retiring, and I can do all of this. And I can sort of run the city. It doesn't matter how well I run it. It is what it is. It's my retirement place. So I understand where Russ is coming from, that there's no desire for him to change. There's no desire for him to do anything more than what he's currently doing because it's status quo. And this is typical of government workers where it's just status quo. I mean, I've dealt with enough of them where they're the government union workers and they go, hey, if it isn't broken, I'm not going to try to fix it. Where it's like, but it is broken. You just don't see it because you're so used to using punch cards that you haven't realized that you can just walk up with a biometric scanner and clock in and clock out. You know, because they're so used to using that punch card. You know, it's just like, you know, it's just, there's new technology, there's newer things that come out, and it's really hard for people to adapt. You know, sorry, you don't have to use Windows 3.1 anymore. You know, you can actually upgrade. You don't have to use, you know, 256 megabytes of storage space. You don't have to, you know, have everything in paper format. You can store it all online. These are things that they haven't understood because they've been doing it so long this way that the abacus, you know, they haven't realized that there's a calculator out there.
Well, and think about, okay, so that guy's was probably baby boomer, possibly. The guy, stupid attitude. Sometimes I do get objective and I look really far out. I mean, can you imagine the changes that they've had to go through? So first it was an 8-track, then it was a tape, then it was a CD, then we had MP3s, then we had, you know, iPods. I mean, the explosion and, you know, by multiples of 10, how technology has changed. I mean, I get just being like, I am done. Look, I stopped this train in 1979. I still have the haircut, you know, business in the front, party
Yes.
in the back. I am done. You
Still got the
see the
haircut,
women that
yeah.
stop the fashion train and they just live with it. And, you know, Dolly Parton women with blue eyeshadow, I see you, and rock out with that. But you have seen women that have just stopped the fashion train at about the early 90s too, and you're like,
It's because
possibly not the era I would pick, but
well,
good for
that's
you.
what it is.
Yeah.
They
I got it.
age
Yeah.
they age themselves, because what happens is it's the same way with music. You hit a certain spot in music where you stop you stop introducing yourself to anything new, because you're just like, I just don't care.
Oh, that's me.
And it's not in a bad way. It just happens, because you go, I was happy with this in my 20s, and this is my feel good music, and I feel really happy listening to Phil Collins.
My music, yeah.
And what I found for myself personally is that I push myself further and further away from that, where I'm just like, I'm not, sure. And I see these new bands that come out, and I'm like, I listen to it and I'm like, not happy with it. But I guarantee you there's someone out there that I will find that I like, because they're in the same vein or genre of music, or they're doing the same thing that really, really piques my interest and draws my eyes to it, and I pay attention to it. And that's sort of what you were saying, is jumping out of your comfort zone and actually doing a little bit more outside of your comfort zone. These people are so comfortable, and they're so ingrained in their personal thing, that they do not have any desire to step out of their comfort zone, because that would require to learn just a little bit more about themselves.
And it's so easy. It's easy to fall into a comfortable rut. It's easy to, go the good enough route. The hard part in life is taking challenges. And I knew when I said to God, like, I knew when I said to God, I would like to start dealing with my issues and things head on, that it wasn't going to be an easy year. I just didn't think he'd front load it.
Oh, he had it all set up. He already knew ahead of time.
He was an introvert. He had my downfall planned like millennia ago.
Oh,
God,
no.
The ultimate omnipresent introvert.
Before your great-great-grandparents
son, he didn't come down.
He already had a plan. Yeah.
Before your great-great-grandparents even came along. And that's why whenever I see people that come in, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm running late. I'm like, no, you're here exactly whenever you were supposed to be here.
Exactly.
You came in exactly at the point that I said something, or somebody in chat said something that you needed that day to change your attitude and give you a new perspective. And
Absolutely.
that's why whenever people are just like, oh, I'm running late, it's like, no, you're here whenever you were supposed to be.
You're just on time, yeah.
Exactly.
I will say, listening to music I liked as a teenager, and then listening now, hey, look, I might sound like an old fogey, but there was something about, maybe it's just because it was my childhood, and maybe everyone feels the special nostalgia to their childhood. But there are really deep songs from like the late 90s, really good. We had kind of this outgrowth of, it seemed like authentic Fiona Apple. I love that spazzy chick.
Criminal?
She is
Yeah.
spastastic, and I love her. But we had some really good musicians, and I think that's what I'm not finding a lot of in new music, and I really should push myself to look beyond just the pop stuff. But
I'm a
y'all,
music
honestly,
snob.
I'm almost always listening to a Smexy book or a podcast.
Yeah.
So it's not like I listen to music, although I have made, so if you struggle with doing chores or doing too much, I have made the one song cleanup rule. So I spend, if I'm feeling really froggy, I will spend like 1 or 2 songs cleaning up and trying to do what I can in that 1 song or 2 songs, and then I'll move on to the next room and do that. 'Cause I've tried the 5-minute timer, and that just Twitter pates me, so that do, and then you have to redo it, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, Zach's a liar. I do not recommend John Mayer. That's his group.
Oh my gosh, the bubblegum tongue thing, that song makes me want to throw up. I don't, ew.
Who does
Her body
that?
is with
John Mayer?
Wonderland.
Does he do bubblegum? What is it,
I look, and the song about, dirty laundry, and it's supposed to be smexy, and I'm just like, God damn it, I have to do laundry. Like, I'm like, I can't even with this song. I'm like, how am I supposed to get in the mood with dirty laundry?
No, is that John Mayer's song?
No, I think a country song. It was supposed to be smexy. Most people thought it was smexy, and I was just like, you brought up dirty laundry. I'm just thinking of chores now.
Yeah,
and possible streaks, like I hit a deer kind of streaks that I'm going to see in your underpants, and I'm going to be like, what the hell happened? Did you shart? Is this a shart?
What is this?
I just start thinking of terrible terrible things when I hear that song. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with your laundry. That is nothing at all to do. Just stop hurting me.
It's really interesting. I played with this punk rock band, and one of the songs was "Some of Your Bits Ain't Nice."
Who is this punk rock band?
I will tell you, but not out front. All these people.
All right, we'll talk.
We'll talk. We always do. Love it. But everybody,
I know a lot of underground punk bands, so
everybody, this has been a joy, and it really is. This is something that I've sort of made my regular Monday. Tuesday we'll probably be doing some more of the Edgecombe, and of course Mo and Deep End is always welcome, and Danielle.
I will probably be
thank you guys for having me on tonight.
This is so fun.
Well,
I needed that.
You know what's weird is I just say things I think and people think they're funny, and I'm like, I'm just saying the things that I think in my head that made me really weird. Like I am the real life Daria. Like I'm just saying the things that I said in high school, and now people think they're funny. I'm just making observations, and apparently people think.
No, but you say it, and you're so just like matter of fact, like.
Well, again, I don't get peopling all that well. I don't.
Oh my god! I've had to cut my camera off a few times. Like I was dying, and I don't like laugh that easy. I don't think I have the best sense of humor, but you get me, Mo.
I'm glad I made you laugh. Like that's.
Oh god, I needed that.
That I make people laugh. It does slightly
hilarious
confuse me because I'm like, these are things
that are in my head.
You don't even realize you're funny. That's what makes it funnier.
Exactly.
She don't realize it's funny. We were talking about this the other night, me and Chiz. I was like, I don't think she realizes how fucking funny she is.
She doesn't have to, because she's damned awesome. She doesn't need to think about.
That's a gift. That is a gift, though.
It is all about just.
Well, thank you guys.
Just being you. I mean,
I appreciate this. I am trying to. So I pick a word for the year, and usually a song motto, which is kind of silly, but that's what I do. And this year, I don't know if you like Alanis Morissette or any of you like her, but she has a song. It's one of her, fairly recent, like in the last 10 years, but it's called Receive. And there's a video that has the lyrics, and it's all about filling your own cup because you're always of service. So my word this year is receive, and it's really not easy for me. I am the first person to want to give, hey, I will bake. Oh, did someone die? I've got the funeral potatoes. Do they need toilet paper and paper towels and things like that? The hardest thing I feel like this is a therapy section for me. Dear Lord, I'm talking about me a lot.
This is all Mo. This is all therapy. This is all where you just go, you know what?
It's not one-sided.
I just don't. You don't have to worry, because all of these fine people, if they were judging you, they'd be just like, oh, Mo, it's just like we're judging you, but they're not. They're just like, they get it. They understand, because
that's what I love about this chat.
Yeah.
It's not. They also realize that they're not alone, and that's the biggest part. Is they're not alone in these weird thoughts that are running through their head. And you have a gift that nobody else has.
Yes, you do.
It's amazing that I've met so many people that are going through similar things, that have empathy and understanding, because it is easy to feel really isolated
Very alone.
and
Yep.
and very alone, and like I'm the only one that's dealing with this. Zach, I love that you judge my grammar and spelling, because I am a grammar and spelling outlaw. I don't live by the rules, and I need someone to rein me in. I need someone to tell me that gooder is not a word.
For fixing two. For fixing two. He gets on to me for fixing two.
Look, fixing to is a phrase. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to
You're
get
the only
all
one
you
that
guys
says that.
over to MG and
OMG.
we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll see you
All
tomorrow
right.
morning, of course.
Yes, I will
Peace,
see you
y'all.
tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.
Bye.
George, psst. Are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why. Why the Hales would we buy where we bought?
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
When we don't even drink it. There was one improvement. I actually received this bill 1 day after its due date. Every meeting. And you're gonna bring the police to remove me. I didn't start this war with the neighbors, but I fully intend on winning it.
I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. I have anxiety over the roof, and I can't take this. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.